Good evening everybody. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday so far. Let me switch on over. Oh, we have an Oreo as well, so let me pop his camera on. Oh, he's completely filled the screen. One moment. He's just moving around a little bit. Come around this side, Oreo. There we go. Good evening one and all. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. Adrios coming straight in with the 14 months. Thank you very much for your support. Good evening, Rasheen, Speckert, Lizard, Mushy, Kay, Pecky, Jarky. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you're having a lovely evening so far. Serafina, good evening to you. Antelias, good evening. Good evening, one and all. Lots to talk about tonight with the Wowhead blog, and the mail has come back, thankfully, this week. So hopefully we're all rejoicing in fantastic mailboxes. So lots to discuss there. Marsberg, good evening to you. Magnesio and Andy and Aneresis, good evening to you all. I'm doing very well myself, thank you very much. Had a lovely weekend with my family. Now we're just going to have some lovely chill, bit of gold making, and a bit of news coverage and a bit of Oreo time, I think. Victor Mouse, thank you very much for using your Prime. Welcome to the Samadan squad. Thank you for your support. Let's see, a whole load of emotes for you and Adrios. Thank you very much, both of you. Very, very kind of you. Midket, good evening to you. I hope you're doing well. Only the names don't do it in the mailbox. How do you mean, Lizard? What do you mean the names? As in you don't get the names of the sellers in the mailbox? That could be true. That's for sure. I haven't actually looked at my mailbox in that much detail at this point. Just enjoying some Oreo time here at the moment. Let's go have a look at Oreo full screen. Here he is, just resting away, sat next to me. Have a look at the camera, Oreo. Come this way. Have a look. There we go. There's an Oreo. Good evening all. If you use TSM Mail, you type in the letter to send, it fills in a completely different name. Oh really? That's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. We'll have to have a look at that one. Just a small thank you for helping me with your streams and videos. You just broke 1 million gold last week. Oh, fantastic. Congratulations on that. That first milestone, that 1 million gold, is a really good one, because then the subsequent gold after that really does seem to move quite fast. Midnight, good evening to you. And Jeannie, hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Was checking Mike from Discord whether I'd show up or not. Great to see you show up. No problems, Metcat. Good to see you here. Have I missed anything else on here? I think I've got everyone so far. So we will be talking about the Wowhead Economy blog first and foremost once it goes live. So the things we're going to cover is the mail obviously returning, which is fantastic, and we'll go through Dala GG's new add-on WorthIt, and we'll talk a little bit about Qyune's latest Brutusaur challenge. He's doing really well with that, and so we'll go through his update that he's posted, and then we'll talk a little bit about the race to world first and what we could possibly do from a gold making perspective. But that's all to come. Once it goes live, we'll have to check it out. So like you type in the S and then fill it in as a random alt's name. All right, interesting. Joel, thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. And Drizzling Rose, good evening to you. Happy gold making to you. Hope we're all having a lovely Sunday so far. I haven't opened any mailboxes other than the odd sort of sneak peek to restock this week. So we'll have a look at everyone's mailboxes later on today. We're just hanging out in Dalaran at the moment. I would expect something starting with an S, definitely. So there must be an issue there, certainly. Let's have a look to see if everything's gone live. Oh, it has gone live, so let's jump in and just catch up on that. Let me just copy this and change my command, and we'll go over to the Wow Economy Wrap-Up in a moment. Where's my command for it? Let's have a look. And we'll go for this one, we'll edit that one, and we'll change that to that, and save that. Then hopefully, if we go in here, hi Cyclone, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, it isn't starting with an S, exactly, completely random. That is very strange. One to submit to the TSM team, certainly. So let's have a look here. Wowhead. Let's see if this works. Not got anything like that. Did that in the mail, but you did find that you can't mail gold to alts when using TSM mail. Ah, interesting. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Let's go over and just have a look. Yes, we do have this coming through. So this is this week's Wowhead Economy Wrap-Up. I've changed the thumbnail image for the Lost Mail gold because I thought that was pretty indicative of where all our gold went. It wasn't stuck with and off at the end. It was actually all in the Lost Mail, and it's finally working its way through. Good evening, Farmer True. Hope you're doing well. You ordered a new PC last night. Got 18% off your old one from 2012. So excited to play WoW on highest graphics and 4. Oh, definitely, Dristing Rose. I remember when we upgraded Mr. Potato from version 1 to version 2 we have now, and sticking the graphics settings all the way up to 10 was amazing at the time, definitely. You're stuck in the Dalaran sewers. Oh, right. Yeah, that's where the mail's gone, isn't it? Right, we'll leave Oreo there for the moment. And, Mount the Moonchild, thank you very much for using your... oh, no, it wasn't friend. That's just a regular... not just. That's a regular sub for 3 months. Thank you very much for that. Really do appreciate your support. See lots of emotes for you. Thank you very much. Moonchild, good to have you aboard. You're awesome. Well, thank you very much. No, you're awesome for subscribing. I really do appreciate all the support in whichever form. You know, coming here, chatting, and whatever donations you feel like you can afford, it's more than welcome. But just having your company here is absolutely the best. So thank you all. So basically, the summary of stuff from the economy wrap-up this week. Let me just expand this out a little bit so we can fill up the side. There we go. See everything at the moment. So the things we'll be covering, let's scroll this up to the content. So the missing gold, as we've seen, everyone's been getting their mail this week, which has been absolutely fantastic to see. I think of to date that I've seen on Twitter and various social media platforms, I think Billis Anixia had by far one of the biggest mailboxes I've seen, which is about 1.9 million. That's amazing. So congrats to him, and obviously everyone else who's managed to pick up any gold from sales. I don't think mine was anywhere near as big as that when I was looking at mine on Samadan, but it was nice to have some sales of some of the alchemy and some of the enchants have come through. Tonight is Sad Times, your new tune. You did the entire BFA war campaign on the Horde side. Now Southang is dead. Oh, sorry to hear that. Do no one likes it. It is a bittersweet sort of ending going through the whole war campaign. I'd love to do it on the Horde side to see that side as well. I've not fully completed it on the Alliance side yet, but the storyline is definitely one that's been absolutely amazing. Witchdog, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. We'll see him and Vol'jin in Shadowlands, hopefully. I don't know so much though, because Blizzard have said that they're not going to do too many sort of returning characters, but you never know. They're obviously much favoured characters, so it'd be nice to see them, certainly. Your missing gold box was just shy of 300k. Very nice surprise. Yeah, that's definitely a good mailbox, Rose, definitely. Stu has who still has Vol'jin's urn in their bags. Oh, really? That's fantastic that you can keep his urn. Just carrying his ashes with you. That's lovely to see. So it's very nice to see the mail coming back. Oh, here comes Horry for more attention. Just batting my knee just so I don't forget. Oh, you've got yours in your bank. Nice and safe there, definitely. Boxes, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Oh, there we go. Ori's just fallen over. Looking completely cute. He's going to go and claw my knee in a moment, I think. No, he's just going to groom his ears. Bless him. Cutest cat ever. So, other things happening this week. Dala GG has released a new version of the WorthIt add-on. If you've not checked this out, it was covered by Gumdrops back on the 99th Wowhead Wrap-Up. And it basically gives you some suggestions for gold per hour for farms, taking hold of the TSM accounting data for your server. And it's really nice if you're really not sure what to do. in terms of farming, going out sort of like farming herbs and things like that, it's really nice to have something to just say, well, you could do this and it could possibly earn you this much money. So it's a really nice sort of decision-making process for those that don't really know where to go or what to do. It at least gives you a head start, something to look into. Daily Show, thank you very much for your Prime. 2 months in a row, thank you very much. Thanks for helping make a boatload of gold last week. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm glad you managed to get some gold, and thank you very much for your support. And Rygar, thank you very much for the follow as well. So let's see, lots of emotes for Daily Show. Thank you very much. Support is very much appreciated. The Undermine Journal and TSM details are completely broken at the moment. Are they really much? Yeah, I'm not surprised given sort of like all the changes that's been happening to the auction house of late. So I'll give it a few weeks just to sort of settle down, and hopefully it'll all get sorted eventually. I'd like to ask advice for you all. You're thinking of giving your boyfriend Brutusaur for his birthday in August instead of an IRL present, even though it's a bit more than you normally give for the tokens converted to IRL money. He's not a gold maker, but he's the type that forgets to buy flasks and food for raids. Also, it's a cool mount. I think it's a lovely idea, Rose, definitely. Dejaz RB, thank you very much. Mine finally caught me a stream. Well, I'm doing very well, thank you very much. How about yourself? Glad to have you here. Search Tie Spray. Samadan Journal says for your server for 3.5 gold, and it's at 8 gold. Left top, Undermine Journal says right, but the whole page is for the rest wrong. Well, let's have a look. Let's do a quick look here and have a look for some Tide Spray here. Let's just look at the regular mats that will be in here. So according to this, we have a 3 gold 96 for most. There's not much Tide Spray here actually. That's definitely not much at all. 226 auctions. Market value is telling me 4 gold and 4. That was last scanned an hour and a half ago, according to that. But then I'd have to go on the Undermine Journal to have a look at the price of that by comparison. So let's have a look here and search for Tide Spray. There it is. See, I've searched for that before. And then we'll go for Tide Spray Linen. Currently saying 3 gold 10, updated 90 minutes ago. Available quantity 50,000, so someone's probably bought a whole load there. So that looks about right to me, comparing the two of those, definitely, I would say. That seems okay. Oh, Bacon Bits, thank you very much for the raid. How are you doing? How was your stream? Thanks for stopping by. I saw you were live earlier. Hope you're doing well. Welcome everyone from Bacon Stream. I hope you've had a lovely time gold making on there. Thank you all for stopping by. Really is appreciated. We're just going through the Wowhead blog at the moment. So it has no 50k. It has less than 800. That's what you just said. The numbers are completely off. All right. So it's not so much in terms of the yes. Now I remember them posting about this in the from the Undermine Journal. What happens is expired auctions are actually hanging around in the database, and so they can't track exactly how many are left because it's almost like the auctions are ghost auctions and they haven't been completely cleared. I remember that being tweeted out. I think it was Gumdrops that tweeted out. I did see you come in there, Gumdrops, didn't you? Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Gumdrops. Outdated. Yes, there was some discrepancies in the API, wasn't there? What else did I miss coming on here? So thank you, Frosty Bite, for the follow. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Stream was good. Picked some followers, did some skinning, then learned how to do the visions. Oh, fantastic! I haven't even touched visions yet. I've got no idea how to do them, but that's brilliant. Hey Sephorium, how are you? There's a couple of lovely spare tea emotes in there. Love spare tea streams. It's always worth popping in if you haven't seen her. You're trying to expand your market lately, but you have no clue where to. Any advice or tips on going to sow? I would start, or I always suggest this to people, is start with what you think might be fun. Something you might enjoy. If you've got one profession, maybe expand into other professions if you enjoy professions, or if you enjoy farming, then try doing a few different farms. Just having a look at various bits and pieces. We were just looking actually from the Wowhead blog. We were looking at the WorthIt add-on, which has been updated for 8.3. Let's have just a quick look at that in the actual window here. Dalla's got a really good video on it at the moment. Ow, Oreo, that's my knee. Hold on one moment. One thing that's really useful is being able to move around the window, which is really handy. And then you've got various basic farms here, and telling you the zone that they're in and the rough estimate of the gold per hour on that. Spirit Wolf, thank you very much for the sub. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the wonderful content and streams. Well, you're more than welcome. Thank you for being here and making it special. Thank you, Spirit Wolf. Really is appreciated. And your support. I see lots of emotes for you. Thank you very much. There we go. Ori is just slightly taking control of my left hand. So we're looking at WorthIt, and there's lots of really nice things. Just good suggestions here, if nothing else. And it's really nice that you can import the roots now as well. So if there's something you're particularly interested and you've got the roots add-on, then you can click this to import the root directly. I think it has to do a user interface reload afterwards, but it's really cool. And then you can have a look at different farms here, from mining, herbalism, fishing, and then it will list you all the different ones here. I mean, these are all suggestions, and what I'd suggest is basically try them out, see if it works for you, see if you get these kind of gold or this kind of sale rate. But it's a good starting point if you're not sure where to go. Okay, Lizard, have a good raid. Hope you do well. Then give him a dummy knee. Yeah, I think so. I think I'd have to give him something fleece, although he knows it's me, so I think Oreo would just would want my attention anyway, whichever way. There's some guides here. I think the transmog is currently only working for classic at the moment. So these are classic farms. So I don't think that's quite ready yet. And the flipping ones, I haven't looked into these too much, but there's a few things like the frozen orb one going to Old Dalaran, and the disenchanting. Those look also like old world bits and pieces. There's the tie spray bracers there. What the numbers are and how they're worked out, I couldn't tell you. You'd have to go into Dalla's Discord and find out exactly. But they're a good guide, if nothing else. As with anything, I would say have a look, do your own research, test it out, and if you feel like it's working for you, then by all means, I would say this is a really, really useful tool. You opened 2 batches of 2,000 cards of Bowman today. First one got you 3,000 gold, but the other gave you 17,000 gold. How much they vary? That's a very different number of gold, certainly. But that's awesome. You have to go to into configuration to choose the pricing source. Aha, thank you. So let's have a look. That's not in Bag Valley, that's configuration, pricing source. Okay, so you can change that from DB market to sale average and things like that. That would make sense. DB market, I would say, would be a good one, or DB region market average would be the ones I'd look at there. Or he's just going for my hand here. You can't quite see him on screen. He's got his back to us. But thank you, Dalaranos, for the follow. I assume, is that you, DalaGG, with a similar name? I'm not sure if it is, but do shout out if it is you. Happy to talk about this some more. It is fantastic. Good to have you here. So I'll do a shout out for you as you're here. Dalaranos. There we go. Oh, it's an O. There we go. Dalaranos. There we go. Shout out for you. I'm not sure if you actually do stream or not. I'll have to, if you do, let us know and I'll certainly give you a follow. But thank you for making this tool, along with you and Callum. It's really, really nice. So if you do have any questions, fire them their way. We'll go through the changes here, waypoints configuration, and then there's a video that explains it a lot better than I can, which will definitely going to see if it works. Should tell me dredge leather. Okay, that's a good one, Mushy. Obviously, it's using TSM data, so it's reliant on TSM data from that perspective. And other things that have been happening on the Reddit is Grumpy Muppet is coming up with a similar tool to this, but as a website. It's not quite live yet, but there's a very interesting thread on the start of that, so it's early days yet, but the premise has promise, so it's definitely worth having a look at. Just use your tailoring building now, and then go into Garrison once a week. Did I change server? Haven't been playing for a year due to injury, but I would swear you're on Ravencrest. Maybe that was Gumdrops. Yes, that's right. That's Gumdrops was the same as me. He started on Shadowsong, and he moved over to Ravencrest a while ago. And as it was more of a sort of a raiding server, much more high population. Whereas I've only ever known Shadowsong, so I've always been on Shadowsong. For me, I would like to try some other servers certainly though. Game Cat, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Just got Oreo taking my attention here for a moment. So, moving on. Next thing we have is Qyune's Brutusaur challenge. If you haven't checked Qyune's stream out, I do suggest you do so, because he goes through and collects all the things, but he's also doing a gold challenge, and he's halfway there. He's got 2.5 million out of 5 million already. So shout out to Qyune. If you don't already, I'm sure most of you do. It's a very similar stream to me, very chilled and relaxed, so highly recommended. Dirty Herbie, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. So basically what he's been doing, he's going through and he's mainly farming BFA content, and he's doing roots of mining and herbalism, and it's really interesting to watch him go, because he's really got it down to a sort of like a highly efficient methodology. And he's using, I thought I'd take this snippet as a big, really detailed summary on Reddit, so I suggest going visiting that one. Can confirm. Qyune is very chill. Exactly, Trax. Good evening, Trax. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. So a link to that, if I can copy that link address, and I'll paste that in there. That's it then. So that's the Reddit thread. You can go straight to there from there. But the thing I've snipped out from here was his the buffs that he uses when farming, and what he farms. So mainly he's doing BFA, herbs and ore at the moment. But he also makes use of Moral Hardened Stirrups, Coarse Leather Barding, and Darkmoon Firewater, which obviously increases his rate. What's been interesting watching him do the farm is watching how he uses the chat window with what he's looted. And there goes my knee. Hold on, Oreo. And if he sees like 10 lines of loot, then he knows that that's doing quite well and he's on an efficient farm. And there's not much other competition. If that starts dropping lower, then he's using that as a gauge to say, okay, that maybe I need to move on to a different farm, and there's more competition here. So it's a really nice indicator that I don't think many people look at. That's something I certainly learned from looking at it. So it was really nice. I highly recommend you both check Qyune out on his stream and check out his Reddit post, because he goes into a lot more detail than I have here. But it's definitely it's working well for him. Obviously, he's halfway there at 2.5 million, so, and he's got plenty of time to come. So that's going to be interesting, certainly. Oh, your hello was lost in the bacon raid. Oh, okay, thank you, Trace. Maybe we need a Bruto command for the link. That could be quite good, actually, for that one. I think that's a good idea. Let me have a look and add one in. command Bruto and out Qyune's Brutusaur guide at paste like that. I've not spelt that correctly. Hold on. Qyune's, I'll put that in. Qyune, there we go. Submit that. That should work. I'll give that a go. See if that works. Bruto. Bruto? No, Bruto. Can't spell tonight. Hold on. There we go. So that will take you straight to the Brutusaur challenge link there. So if anyone has missed it before, that will give you a very good resource. If you are looking for ways to make gold, that is a tried and tested, doesn't require anything other than flying and the rank 3s in herbalism, which are in themselves a fair milestone to get. The assumption being that you have gotten flying by this stage. The rank 3s for herbalism and mining you can get on the way. So that's at least 3 to 4 times, so it's easier. No problem, Darkwing, thank you for the suggestion. So hopefully that should help people. And then the last thing we were talking about here on the Wowhead blog was the race to world first, because obviously this is happening next week, with it kicking off on Tuesday. I know a lot of the casters are flying out tonight, and then going to do some press things on Monday, and then it's going to all kick off. So, oh, the spreadsheet you mean? Oh, right, of course, yes. So yes, he should have within that Reddit link, there will be a link to his spreadsheet, which goes into all the details of all of his basic setup and challenges from there. So yeah, the one will lead to the other. There's another link. Good information nonetheless. So yeah, the race to world first. So thinking about this is going to obviously have a huge amount of viewers coming to this. People interested in raiding and World of Warcraft in general. And so people may be trying out the raid themselves. There will be other people, not necessarily in the race, but other guilds will be going for this. So it's going to be very interesting to see whether, all obviously server dependent largely, but if there are raiders on your server, then perhaps there will be opportunities to make sales with the obvious potions, flasks, food, and then the materials needed to make them. And then maybe even some nice BOEs. If you manage to see any on the auction house, you could maybe flip and make the price higher, or even one you might collect yourself and you can sell direct on the auction house. So I think there's definitely some opportunities here. If you look out for those things, think about what the raiders might want and how we might be able to serve them. Did Method ever get out of debt from the Jaina raid? I have no idea. You'd have to speak to Method about that. But I remember hearing that they had absolutely loads of gold spent. I mean, 200 million is a huge amount, certainly. I would expect, if they're in that position, they could probably do a few Mythic Plus carries and get a fair amount of gold that way, certainly. Finally got your 400k in the mail from the auction house today. Oh, fantastic. Congratulations. That's awesome. Now you need to process 50,000 bones to make cestus's. I'm not sure. I haven't heard of that one. So what do you need to do with the bones? Summer Girl, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. They've been boosting since. Okay. Senzers, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. How have you been? How's your weekend? Cutting edge boosts are usually a few million gold. Yeah, I can imagine. So I'm sure they could probably get some gold back if they're of a market to do that. I'm sure if Gumdrops is here, he'll be able to shed more light on that. Been good, need to catch up on shuffling. Oh, there's always the shuffle to do, definitely. Just bought your Brutusaur. Zulimi, congratulations. Let's see, lots of Brutusaurs for you. I clicked the wrong one there, but there we go. There's both there for you. And Malicious, thank you very much for the Prime. Thank you very much indeed for your support. I just bought your Brutusaur, made loads of gold over the last year with the Super Shuffle. Oh, you're more than welcome, Zulima. I'm glad it worked out for you, and congratulations. It's the best. No auction house needed. The bones are gathered from skinning. Then you craft with them a cestus that vendors for average 62 gold because of the procs. Interesting. I'll have to look out for that one. and you can grind these out as long as you can grind, make millions. Made of a total of 6.3 million and refused to get Brutusaur. That's fair enough. It's not for everyone, and there's a lot more you can do with your gold, so it's very understandable, certainly. Good evening, Will. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. For everyone who got the Brutusaur, was it worth it? Miss Alien Rope, can't say for everyone, but I can say for myself. It wasn't just the fact that it was 5 million. It wasn't just because it had an auction house on it. It was because it was a dinosaur, and I love dinosaurs. And so for me, it was a combination of things, and it was a no-brainer for me to go for it for all of those reasons. And Jose, thank you very much for the follow, and Globber Bob, thank you also for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Yes, it's crazy cute. There we go. Worth it, it depends. Worth it for the quality. Quality of the of life aspect alone. Yes, being able to just, even if you haven't got the auction house near you, just being able to park next to a mailbox, collect your mail and then post it straight along, save you running backwards and forwards. That's really, really useful. You love that my character looks like you. I tried my best when I came through with him, although I don't wear a chef's hat, but Samadan does in-game, because he used to do so much cooking. More about achieving a target for you two. Yeah, exactly. Do you charge for gold for others to use my Brutusaur? Would be a good way to make money. No, not at all. I'm more than happy to share. So this is kind of like my general mentality for everything in gold making, whether it's in-game or it's with my YouTube videos and Twitch like that, is I consider it sort of it's free content for everyone. You know, this is the day of the internet where, you know, most things are free. You have to obviously try and monetize that some way by either advertising or through generous donations, but it's never expected or required. I cooked his way to a Brutusaur. Funny, use meat to buy very expensive meat. Yes, exactly. When you see someone using your auction house, do you ask when they are done before you move? You don't want to be rude and interrupt their shopping. That's very, very considerate of you, Rose. Sometimes I can't quite tell if they're using it or not, or whether they're just AFK. But it's certainly worth considering, just to sort of hang around for a little bit longer. Stephen Knows, thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the follow. But people remember better the one from Wad. No idea why. Is that regarding Hexweave bags? Have a funny story about Hexweave bags. Actually sold more bags this week than you did in the first week of the year, and they consistently sell for 14 to 1200. Sold about 120 this week. That's amazing, Drizzling Rose. Really good. I don't make as many as you because I don't have the old army, but I'm sure, I mean, people just do automatically seem to go for the Hexweave bags over everything else. I definitely would recommend posting them. It was the biggest bag also in Legion. That's probably why people remember it. And yes, as Will says, if you're coming back to the game, you might not know that the deep sea bags are the same. And not everyone, when they look at the auction house, if they go to the standard one and they look in where's bags? I'm so not used to using this. Where is it? Containers, there we go. Bag. If we do a search for bag, you wouldn't necessarily know. I mean, if you organise it by slots, you can see here deep sea bag and Hexweave bag are here, but not everyone will use the containers in the bag. Most people will probably just put in this and type hex and look for Hexweave bags. So it's a very different searching mentality. You'd have to actually go and look for bags specifically and then sort by slot size to even realise that there's others at different slot sizes like that. I made a cute picture with your alt family today. I did see that tweet, Rose. That was really nice. What did you do using that? Did you just like use Photoshop to put all your characters in the one place? That was really cool. You could do the quills, dress bar. What was this one for? Where can you buy this? What skins? Oh, this is for the bones. Okay, right through bone crafting. You need to reduce the amount of bones needed. Okay. Have you bought anything from the new auction house because of the new features, like using uncollected items? Now, I did have a look at this. I haven't actually gone into it in any detail myself yet, but I did actually try out I was doing a hand-in for the Lost Mail, and I wandered into the black market auction house for the first time ever, and I put in a couple of bids for items that I didn't have there, just to give it a go. So I've got no idea what happens, whether that gets sent through in the mail or not. Let's just wrap up the economy blog at the moment. So that was pretty much everything. Really looking forward to the Race or World First coming out, and good luck to everyone involved. Hopefully it's going to be a very entertaining show. I'm looking forward to having it on my second screen whilst at work and watching it as much as possible. It'll definitely be good. Leatherworking weapon, what's that one? Oh, the fist weapon from Leatherworking. Okay, thank you, Rishi. Uncollected pets is probably the biggest drain on your gold as of yet. Yeah, I can imagine. If you're a pet collector, I can see that definitely going through. Good evening, Z. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. So if you do have any questions on the WoW Economy blog, do post a comment in there below, or ping one in chat. I'm more than happy to answer as best I can. To be fair, during a time where the bones were super high price on the auction house, many rounds vendor shuffle might not be optimum way to go, unless you can't stand the auction house. That's fair enough. You used Narcissus to pose them, then you put them in a screenshot with Photoshop. Then you used your own Brutusaur for the for Bayleaf, what you named your Brutusaur. That's fantastic. I've called mine Elliot. And then used the one standing in the vendor in Zuldazar for the saddle. Essentially, wanted to do main in the middle. That's pretty cool. That's and not the Brutusaur saddle. Well, it worked out really well. And sell the extra mats for sure. Green bones and leather sell well. Try and sell the bones. People tend not to buy them. I guess, yeah, as Rashine's saying, depends on your server. It's not a market I've looked into myself, so I'd have to look into it before I could comment on it either way. But we'll finish this for now, and we'll go over and we'll have a look at our mailboxes. Speaking of Brutusaurs, let's go and take a little run off the bank, see if we can get ourselves elegantly landed next to the mailbox, and we'll have a look. And so I haven't taken any of my mail since the mail came through last week, so we'll have a look. And this is basically Samadan's mail for the week, really. So it's not massive by a lot of people's measurements, but I'm very comfortable with this. 103,000 gold we have for Samadan. So this is a week's worth of sale, obviously with the consumables coming through in the mailbox as well. So what have we got here? We've got green lumberjack shirt, surprisingly an uncanny cloak. I wasn't expecting to sell many of those. A few rings, a little bit of food, some more enchants here, enchant rings, cindercloth pants, green woolen vest. So a few different transmoggy shirts here, and then quick navigation, red linen shirt, another hexweave bag there for 1,000 gold. I actually sold some Umbra shards there. Now this is interesting because I only put a stack of, I still think of it in stacks, so I think I put 200 on at any one time, but obviously someone who wants to buy just a specific amount now can. So they bought 4 Umbra shards there, which is really interesting to see how different people's behaviour now works. And then we've got Mekdal's Big Mech, Biltong, Baked Potato. So a fair amount of good sort of food, enchant and tailoring sales there. A good mix between the three of them. 103,000. We currently were on 286,000, so that's going to help. I'll open up all of this. You could use the leather in the enchanting shovel if you farm a lot of it instead of tide sprays, what you were doing before your break, and you don't need 2x4 to farm leather. That's a good point, Will, actually. It's not always just tide spray that can be turned into braces, so the leather can be effectively quite cheap. You sell your leather 9 gold each. without crafting anything, so you don't bother with anything else. That's fair enough. You know, selling the raw mats if it works, definitely. The buying of mats is so nice now. It takes 1/10 of the time. It's so amazing. Even the if the prices are a little higher. Yeah, I mean, I think the auction house is amazing now. I'm really impressed with the mail as well. I think it's really interesting to see just how that extra capacity and that much faster refresh rate makes such a huge difference in reposting auctions. I need to just check and see if I need to restock on anything here. So I'll just have a quick look at my auctions. I relisted these earlier this afternoon. So with that looked at, we'll have a quick look and see if there's anything I need to restock on. So we'll go here and we'll restock. So we have quite a few enchants here to deal with. We have some food to deal with, silkweave satchels depending on the price of the silkweave there. So a few different things there. You seem to have found that the Najatar mats, rubbery flank, piperfish, etc. haven't decreased since mail started coming through, but Zenithid certainly has. In terms of price, I imagine a lot of people probably stockpiled it, so I could see that dropping in price slightly on some servers. I know for me, anchorweed seems to have gone up a fair amount compared to my average buy price. So what have we got to do here in terms of gathering this lot? I bet you there's quite a lot we would need here. Veiled crystals, 56 of those, a lot of Shalder Eye Silk, a few other bits and pieces here depending on what's on the auction house. Let's have a look. You make the price what you want. Yeah, that's always worth bearing in mind when you've got control of the market. Because you have 141,000 coarse leather and 52,000 shimmer in stockpiles waiting for bones to be farmed. Wow, that's a lot, definitely. So let's have a look what we need from the auction house. Let's have a look here first, shopping wise, and let's scan to see what we do need and see if the prices are reasonable. We do have some Shalder Eye Silk, but it's, I think, too expensive here at 9 gold. I would rather get that much cheaper. I'll just have a look at the quantities of things we need here. Chaos crystals, we only need a couple of them, and there are, looking at that, there's 9 available at a massive price of 211 gold. Now, I remember there was the Elite Strike Centenax mission, which I have 12 hours and 24 minutes left on it. So once I've done that, I should be able to turn those into Chaos Crystals by selling the gear that I get from the currency. I can't remember the name of it. Have an eye on the Warfront turn-ins. That's also another good one, yes. Rose has certainly had some good success with those. Let's have a look at the other things here. So Shalder Eye Silk I'm probably going to avoid here. Chaos Crystals I'm going to also avoid. Veiled Crystals I'm going to make myself. So let's have a look at a bit of the food here. Rubbery Flank 19 and Moist Fillet by 4. Rubbery Flank, there's certainly plenty along here for a reasonable price. My average is much higher at 34, so 19 gold would be a much better price, but there doesn't seem to be any on at 19 gold. They're back up at 35 gold. So looking at this, how many do I need? Rubbery Flank, I only need 19, so we could just put in the exact amount we need here and buy those. I don't really want to overbuy on them because they're already quite a high price, so we'll try that. 19, we'll buy those exactly. And Moist Fillet we need 4 of, so at 1 gold, even though that's massively more expensive than what I did have them at, which was 4 silver, considering we only need 4 of them, I'm going to buy those 4 at 1 gold. That'll be fine. So we'll buy those, change that to 4, and buy out that. Synergio, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Wait, where did the kitty go? Or he must have walked off. He's probably gone to get some food. I'll turn his camera off for the moment so we can see more of the screen. You call it sense, I call it addiction. Yes, very much so. So this Chaos Crystal at 211 gold, that just seems too expensive for me. Even though I can probably make some gold from the enchants that I make with that, and the same with Veiled Crystals, my map price here is more like 72, so I'll leave those off for the moment. I have to come up with a different way for those, or not make those things. Some things I need to get from the guild bank, so I'll go over and get these. We'll stock up on the bits and pieces we can make. So we'll go through here. Still got a lot of tie spray left, so I can make myself some Veiled Crystals quite easily. So we've got that, buy from vendor for that. So let's go over and collect up those from the mail. And we'll also bring up our Brutusaur and buy the things we need from there. We need to change this to... Where's the TSM version? Nope, that's my bag. There's the TSM version. We'll buy those. We'll take those. And then we'll go and collect up our mail, which is just those purchases. Okay. So we've got a few things here that we still need to look out for. So let's have a look at... So ionized minnow we need to get over in Mechagon in order to make some of those. The silkweave satchels, I'm going to ignore those for the moment, so I'm going to take those off the list. We don't want those. So those have gone. All of these will be fine. The big mech there, definitely. We seem to be missing a little bit more of moist fillet and rubbery flank. I think they're wanting to get those off of Samadan. But I'm going to stay on this character for now. And then this needs the Shard Crystal. And that needs the Chaos Crystals, the Binding of Critical Strikes. I'm going to take that one off for now. We'll come back to that at another point. And then in terms of gathering, we still need... Yep, so moist fillet and rubbery flank. Need a bit more of that, so we'll just have a quick look on the auction house for those. Let's scan those. That should be enough. We still need... How much do we need? Rubbery flank. We need 21, so let's just buy those directly. Like so. And then the other one is moist fillet, 4 of those. So we'll look in for all that. Moist fillet, how many did we need? Another 4 of those. So let's just take 4. Add those in quite easily, like so. And then we'll collect up those from the mail. Very quickly working through this. So that's all done, and so we're just missing 56 Veiled Crystals. Now we could do these on the Shard Crystal as well, actually. Let's just check that. I didn't see the Shard Crystal. Was there anything there? You're saying boatloads of silkweave satchels. Excellent, Togman. I would do normally, but the price difference here is quite huge. Now that's talking of price difference is quite huge. That Shard Crystal is a lot more expensive than it used to be. I think as I only need 1, I could probably soak up this cost. But that's something to bear in mind for the future. And how I might get my Shard Crystals. So I'm just going to take the 1 for now, as that's easy. And we're just left with Veiled Crystals here. So we'll do that in a moment. We'll collect up this. And then we can do our cooldown for tailoring whilst we're here. So I'll do that, craft that one. So we need ionized minnow and we need Veiled Crystals. So to get our ionized minnow, we're going to have to head on over to Mechagon. Haven't been there in a while, so we'll need to stock up on those. So let's go in through here. And we'll go through here into Borealis and then through onto Mechagon. Talkman, thank you very much for using your Prime. Thank you very much for your support. That really is appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. Thought you were subbed here. Oh well, that sorted it. It did indeed. Thank you, Talkman. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you for your support. I see a load of emotes for you. Thank you very much indeed. Hope you're doing well. There we go. So we're going to head over to Borealis. I hear it's quite laggy here, so I'll try and avoid this as quickly as possible. And we'll go on over. I'll probably take a flight so we can stretch our legs whilst we go over to Mechagon. I don't have the ability to get the toy yet to be able to take me there directly, so we'll enjoy a little flight over here. I'll enjoy the sights as we go. Thomas, do I think it's possible to be an efficient gold maker without TSM, just using the new auction house? Most definitely, you don't need TSM, as long as you can sort of like learn a market, and Drizzling Rose has done this. She doesn't use TSM and has been able to make plenty of gold using hexweave bags and keeping a close eye on the warfront turn-ins. The new auction house is definitely a lot easier to use. Too bad that Alliance must fly to Mechagon. How do you get there as a horde? Is it much easier as a horde? The new graphic card on your PC is 169% better according to the Compare website. You get there with the boat. Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be much easier. Just to get a boat, because then you just got the loading screen effectively. Whereas we have a bit of a longer flight here. Yeah, you go by the docks and effectively teleport there. Yeah, that is nicer. I know you can manufacture some sort of device that will teleport you there, but I haven't gotten around to making that yet. Probably don't need these on now, so I'll turn the task list off. But you've flown up and down the pyramid 4,000 times now. Yes, that's very true actually. It's a lot easier to get around Borealis with having everything sort of closely packed together, whereas into Zaralor it's just so spread around going up and down. Went from a 780 Ti to a 2080 Ti 2 months ago. That's a big difference, definitely. I think I'm on a 1060 here. I'm not sure if it's a Ti, I don't think it is. But I have a 2080 Ti at work, which is really nice. I do have one rig at work that has two 2080 Ti's in it. But I haven't tried playing WoW on that. Your big three is Hexweave Bags, Cards of Omens, and Caged Mighty Wolf on your alt family. Try to change your language to a family instead of slaves, so it sounds better. That's even better. Yeah, family is better than the slave, certainly. You're going GTX 960 to RTX 2060 Super. Okay, that's a pretty nice upgrade, certainly. You're happy you don't play other games, then wow. So probably safe for the 2060. Yeah, I think a 2060 would certainly keep you in current games for a while, even if you don't, even if it is just WoW you play. Certainly. Right, we need to head on over here. I really should get some reputation finished off here to Exalted. I still need to do that one. Let's just make sure we don't get completely targeted here. But it does play well, really nice. Yeah, I imagine it does. 32 gig of really fast RAM as well. Yeah, I've always wondered about the speed of RAM, whether I've really needed to go fast speed rather than anything other than like the stock stuff, really. Right, let's have a look. Let's collect up a Minovac. I'll collect that up. Where's our little cooldown thing? That's interesting. Can I use the Minovac? There we go. That's what I wanted. So let's go collect up a few of these. I'll walk around here. And there's you with a little old Radeon 5770 or a Lenovo laptop. Exactly. There's always... The thing is, I was able to stream and do everything I wanted to do on Mr. Potato 1.0, and that was a 750 I think I bought, with 8 gigs of RAM, so it's certainly doable. You don't need to have top of the range equipment to play WoW. Let's go head over this direction. I like to do the others over here because they're nicely clustered together, so I'm going to collect up a few here, wait for that to go through. Fast speed RAM is a must for Ryzen. Oh, okay. Does it use it more than the Intel chips? I hadn't really thought about it from that respect. I figured it was kind of diminishing returns. depending on the CPU really, wouldn't it be, whether it can make use of it. The Minivac is a godsend, it certainly is. I love the Minivac. When I want to just collect up a whole load, I do it every now and again. On how much gold am I on at the right now? If we look at TSM, I am on, for all characters, we've spent a lot of our gold of late, so we are looking at 590,000 gold currently at the moment. Obviously we had our biggest peak up here at 4 million before I started buying a whole load of tokens, and obviously before that I was up at 5 million when I bought the Brutusaur mount, so it has fluctuated. I do make use of my gold. I always think of it as a resource that it's there to be spent, unless I'm saving for something specific like the Brutusaur mount. Oh, we've got some extra friends here. Let's just deal with some damage here. I'm Holy Priest at the moment, but I seem to be alright in the damage stakes, so I don't really get too concerned with that. Oh, I should have interrupted that before I realised, but didn't mean to target you, Coral Snapper. I do apologise. I'll just finish up and doing this. This is obviously tougher than the Murlocs though, but we should be okay. Just dealing with a bit of damage here. So yeah, 20th January is Super Squirt. Next is 13th March. Oh yes, these Super Squirt days. I don't really keep track of those myself, as I'm not a massive pet person, but I know those that do really enjoy those times. I hope they fix the chat notification for stackable items again. You missed the cash register sound. Oh yes, definitely. Having that cash register sound is really nice to have. So fingers crossed. I mean, they managed to fix the mail, so let's hope they fix everything else in a speedily manner. I know they're certainly doing their best. Right, let's just go have a little wander around here, collect up another couple of these, and then we should be done here. And then we can probably half back to... actually, we probably need to go to my Garrison, I think, after this. Let's have a look around the other side of this island. There's a few here on this side. I'll do this one, and we'll do another one around there. And we'll collect up these two, and then we should be done for the moment, I think. We can ignore the Murlocs from this side and get ourselves some extra ionized minnow. So on 0 gold on Wednesday morning, but you have 400,000 now, so I think you could totally do a Brutusaur for August. Definitely worth doing, Dressing Rose, for when it's his birthday. Going to hide the gold in private guild bank, so you can't accidentally see your gold opening your bags in your main. Want it to be a surprise. Well, so long as he doesn't watch my stream, it will all be fine. There we go. Your i5 finally failed on you a number of months back. Finally built a new rig, jumped onto an i9 end of December, gaming super enjoyable again. Yes, the i9 is a lovely chip. Even if you get the old generation one, the cost is certainly worth it. Although I know a lot of people go for the Ryzens now. The Threadripper series are really sort of taking Intel for a ride at the moment. I shall go to my Garrison from here. There we go. He watches Dead by Daylight streams. Okay, that's fair enough. Lucky to have someone who's willing to put that kind of time in for the mount. Yeah, it's definitely an investment, and it does show dedication, especially if he appreciates that kind of what it takes to do that. Right, let's just go through these. Collect up all of these extra bits and pieces I managed to collect. Let's go for some more follower missions here. I'll take that one. Any other follower missions? And let's go for some bonus XP then. Probably on someone who can use the XP, like you. That's 72% though. Ignore that one. Maybe some guaranteed ones like that one for you at 98. And you at 99, and then we can do some resources here. We'll take that and we'll get some resources there, And then I managed to pick up some follower equipment there. That was this one. Increase your reputation permanently with the outcasts. I guess we could use that now. There's not really a lot to do with that. And that one with a follower with a weapon. Let's try, I guess, anyone really. Doesn't really matter. Give them an item level upgrade. So I've got 254 ionized minnow out of that. That's really good. Didn't take us long. Wait, so the Garrison is still relevant? No problem at all. Basically, what I use the Garrison for, not to the extent that Drizzling Rose does. I used to do it with one character. But the main thing I'm doing here is getting my hexweave bags made through collecting up my resources and sumptuous fur and spending that on work orders. I'm making sure my followers have extreme scavenger. So I can collect up hexweave from here. So I've got plenty enough there to make one hexweave bag. And then I'll put another work order on. Where are you hiding? Are you around the corner? Ah, there you are, around this side. And I'll get another load on. Let's just move that down. No, didn't mean to cast that. There we go. Create those work orders. And then we'll collect up these. I haven't really been doing the enchanting side of things at this point. Because I've got plenty of that, so I've been kind of ignoring that, focusing mainly on the enchanting, the tailoring side of things. And then is this it? Oh, this is the enchanter's study, so I don't need to use that one at this stage. And then we should have, how much hexweave cloth have we got at the moment? So we actually have 302 at the moment, so we can make 3 hexweave bags out of this. Let's do that now whilst I'm here and I remember. So hexweave bags I can make 2 because I need some more sorcerous earth, and that's in the guild vault. So we'll head over to Dalaran and we'll collect that up, and that should work. What did I miss here? Definitely looked at those, never gamed on the Ryzen, so last moment you switch back to Intel. Something I was more familiar with. Yes, I would be the same as well. I've always kind of used Intel, but I've had AMD from time to time as well. I know multi-boxes like Farmer True definitely say the Ryzen makes it possible, given their strengths. It's fun to make gold. It's how you do your main fun in your game. Yeah, a lot of us are like that, Rose. Definitely. Your friends do video editing on the Ryzen as well. Oh, okay. My new work machine I got was a Ryzen. The one that's got the 2 2080s in it, and I've noticed that's pretty fast for rendering. Yeah, all the cores is what works. Yep, definitely. Ryzen and Threadripper all the way. Yeah. You started playing again, so you're so behind on content. So not really been focusing on gold making. It's definitely a thrill when something high actually sells. Almost definitely. There's so much to do, especially when you're coming back to a game. I remember when I was like that in Legion. And I spent so much, before I did gold making, I was just enjoying the content and trying to get flying was my first goal. And then once I got flying, the next thing was to see if I can get enough gold for a token. And I very quickly was able to do that. And then from there, it's been history, really. Right, so what was I doing? Hexweave bags, I needed sumptuous fur, not sumptuous fur, I need sorceress something, was it? No, sorceress earth. So hexweave bag, sorceress earth, which will be in here. So let's just take a few of these out for my own purposes. That should work for now. So we can at least make 3 hexweave bags, which is really good. So I'll create those. Those are ahead of everything else. Most of your stuff is below 3k gold each, and you make a lot of small gold. It definitely does add up. So we've done that with Samadan, and so now we need to craft the rest of the things we need to make back onto our TSM list. So we still need veil crystals here, 56 of those. So best way for me at the moment to make some veil crystals is probably through the bracelet shuffle. Let's have a quick look. We can take that hexweave bag off now because I actually made 3 of them, and I can make 183 Tide Spray braces. I probably need more than that though. We have got some nylon thread in the guild vault. Let's go have a look. We'll just make a few of these. Nylon thread. Let's have a look. There it is. I'm going to take those out. And then that should increase my amounts. Still to 183, so we must be limited on what we have in the bank. We are. So most of this is in the guild vault. So from the tailoring section, /TSM get Tide. Let's take this Tide Spray out of here. Now are we taking it out of, it looks like we might be taking it out of the main tab. Yeah, it's coming out of this one. I actually wanted it to come out of the tailoring one. I want to keep that one quite full. I want to clear this one out. So how much bag space have I got? 69 slots free. So let's take it all out from here. We'll do this manually rather than using TSM get. Oh, we've got an Oreo coming back. Let's pop his camera back on. There we go. Welcome back, Oreo. Each alt makes 400 gold from inscription per day and 200 from tailoring per day, and then 350-ish gold from wolf cages per day. And you have 38 alts. Exactly. Those, having all those alts is where you can scale up those small amounts, certainly. No otherworldly powers, just dedication. Exactly. I mean, having that many alts, certainly. I mean, I'm lucky to manage just the few I have, and I still struggle to either level them up or get them prepared, certainly. So I'm going to take all of these. I'm not necessarily going to make all of these now, but whilst we're here, let's just sort this out and tidy that up. There we go. Did I farm all that cloth or auction house? I bought it all on the auction house. I simply don't have the time or inclination to farm that much Tide Spray. So it's all definitely bought from the auction house. So it's good to have a stock of it. I still got a load over here. What's my average buy price at the moment? 3 gold 95. Now, according to that, there was a min buyout of 1 gold for Tide Spray Lin. Wish I'd caught some then at that price. But it's more like average buy, yeah, 3.95 is kind of works for me. So in terms of Tide Spray and nylon thread, it's all over here. So we could actually just free up some space here and pop this in the bank and craft from the bank. So let's do /TSM put Tide. There we go, that goes all over there. And /TSM put nylon, and there goes all the nylon thread. So that's just cleared out my bags somewhat. Got 81 left. Got a few different bits and pieces here we need to clear up, and a few other things to make. So let's just see how much we can make bracer wise. 1,003 braces now. Obviously I'm not going to make all of those on stream now because that would be incredibly dull for everyone, but I do need enough for some veiled crystals. Now I do have 8 expulsum. I could go from expulsum into umbra shards and then into the wands and disenchant those, but I think in this case I should make a few of them, and I'm going to send them over to Earthen. So let's do a conservative number of, say, 250 braces for now, and see how quickly we're not going to process them all completely, but we're just going to make a few of them at the moment. Maslu, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. The Gorgon Flytrap plants is from the Garrison resources. You need 10 per day per alt, and buying them with resources is 9 per day, so you only need restock each alt with 2 stacks per year. Do you use the for the Gorgon Flytrap, do you not use the herbalist and put like one of the followers like Qyune in the herbalist and get them to just come straight from there? Ashelina, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Can we get a whoop whoop? You certainly can. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. The Threadripper 3970X is only 2,700 Canadian dollars. Is that a lot in terms? I have to convert that to pounds to know. That sounds like quite a lot. Is that the new Threadrippers that's come out? I remember seeing a what was it, Linus Tech Tips video on the new ones. Getting Samadan to whoop, hashtag life goals. Now having an issue in Classic, TSM thinks you can buy Wild Steel Bloom from the vendor, and you can't get it to use auction house price instead. It always takes the vendor as a source. You should be able to adjust that in your TSM. This should work the same for Classic. If you go into your material, actually I'll have to do it in here rather, and we go to crafting reports, materials, and then you look up whichever it is, Wild Steel Bloom. You go, whoops, that was the wrong one, that was a Wildfire Egg. Wild Steel Bloom, and you just take out vendor buy from the string here. That should fix it. You've had a heart actually, and sent it to you. Oh, very nice. It still takes vendor price for some reason. Okay. Remove vendor buy and it still takes vendor price. Maybe you need to reinstall TSM. He's doing your head in. Have you tried just a simple reload first, or maybe just put in, rather than any of this string stuff, maybe just put in a fixed price, and see if that works. Like, I don't know, whatever price you want for it, and see if that works for you. Alright, how are we doing on our braces? It's actually saying crafting all of them here at the moment. I don't really want to make all of them. What I ideally want to do is have enough blue ones here to be able to disenchant those and get enough veiled crystals, but I might have to go and scrap some of these as well. Let's see how I'm doing at the moment. We have a fair amount here, so let's go over and deal with these now. And we'll probably have to end up going over to Borealis for the scrapper on this, which is going to take a while. Yeah, you did the slash reload. Okay. I had to stop streaming because your daughter is sick with a cold. Oh, sorry to hear that, Trax. I hope she feels better soon. Which direction am I going in? This way. I want to head on over to Borealis. So I'll do that from here. Not sure if I've got enough here, but we'll at least do a few. And I'll get the Expulsum this way, and then I'll make the wands, because I've still got a lot of Umbra shards. So this is going to probably be my most self-contained way of getting my Veiled Crystals at this point. But I will need to send some over to Urfin as well. All day with honey for everyone. That's a good idea. Mr. Dismember, thank you very much for resubbing. 2 months, thank you very much. Now, I'm not sure how laggy this is going to be. If this gets too laggy, there's a place in on the other continent we can go to do our scrapping. I can't remember its name, but I remember upgrading it recently. We'll go over here for now. And we'll have a look at our bags, reset the new items, and I'll just disenchant the blues manually first. And we'll go from here. Mugamba Overlook, there we go, thank you, Rasheen. Yeah, this is a little bit, I need to get rid of, let's just get rid of one of these. Vendor cells 33, 31, let's just get rid of that one. Make some room. There we go. Probably could do with, actually this should be fine once we've done a few of these, then we'll have enough space to do all of this. There we go. Bit sad she had to skip Girl Scouts. Oh dear. Alright, okay. Let's go through, do these. And yeah, it's a little bit laggy, but we should be alright. Why are the buyout prices on some of those grey items so well? I don't know. I imagine someone's probably putting them on for an inflated price on the auction house to either transfer some gold or to just try and hope for some random sales, I imagine. Why am I not disenchanting via TSM? Because at the moment, if I open up TSM destroying, I don't want to do these greens at this stage, but I also don't want to ignore them because currently I do use that. So for me, what I'm going to do is just manually take the blues out because it is almost just as fast doing it this way because I've got a keyboard shortcut for disenchanting here. And then once I've done that, then I can look at just queuing up all of these, and I'll see how the scrapping goes here. If it gets too laggy, then I'll move on over. It seems okay at the moment. So the main reason I'm doing this is to get myself Expulsum to then turn into wands, which I'm then going to disenchant. The only reason I'm doing it this way is because I can I've got an excess of Umbra shards, and it's one of the most convenient ways of going from Umbra shards to veiled crystals. How did the 8.3 auction house changes impact you? Do I like the new changes, or did it negatively impact those with who min-max the auction house? I found it didn't really affect things too much for me. My sales have been fairly consistent. They've not been massive over this month. I haven't done an end of month summary yet, so I got a feeling my sales are going to be quite low. But that's more, I think, down to the fact that I've been actually playing less this month compared to my previous months. And so I have only barely been sort of relisting, and rather than actually sort of relisting every single day, I've been relisting every sort of 48 hours. You could theoretically scrap first with a filter and then disenchant more easily. That's a good idea, actually. I could do it that way round. As long as because I won't need, I could put all the blues on ignore, seeing as I don't do those. We could try that out, that could work. You mail your greens elsewhere, then mail them back when you want to scrap them. That also works as well. What I do with that, when I'm normally passing my greens over to my leather worker, that's what I'd normally do. I'd send all the greens over, and then I'm just left with the blues to disenchant. That would be my normal method of doing things. But for tonight, just because I want a few veiled crystals out of this, 56 odd, hopefully I'll get enough Expulsum from this and enough veiled crystals from the blue disenchants that I'll have enough, hopefully. I just put all the greens in the scrap machine at one time. I'm using the Addon Easy Scrap, as Wave has suggested, although Billis Enixia also has an add-on. I think, is it called Scrap Master? I know a lot of you use it as well, and that's quite good because it records everything. Yeah, it is Scrap Master. Okay. Thank you, Sensors and Regine. Right, okay, so let's just get rid of some of this other items. We've got some junk we probably need to sell. So let's just get rid of those, sell the trash, things we picked up. We've got a few other things we still haven't made yet, so we need to sort all of this out. Not that, we need the mailbox over this side. Okay, so there's 86 in the mail. Let's open up all of these. Hopefully I've got enough space for them all in one go. I'm not sure how much bag space I've got at this stage. I'll have a look. Still waiting for the interest to be paid in natural. Spaghetti will do. If it was called the Scrap Master, it would have been shortened to TSM. Yeah, that would have been brilliant. Although there are multiple TSMs now, so I'm sure that probably won't. So let's try this with the filter method. So I've got the blues here. You can't see them because Oreo's in the way. Sorry, Oreo, I'll just move you down for a moment. There we go. So we've got all the blues here. So if I add these in, I think right-click, prevent items in the exact same set's been shown as eligible. Okay. Is it shift right-click to ignore list? I can't remember. So we'll add all of those to ignore list. Now we're just left with the greens in my list. So we'll queue all of those and we'll scrap those first. And because the chances are I'm never going to really scrap the blues. So this could be a very good way of reordering it now. Now it's just SM. Wonder if they thought that through. Probably not. You never really think of acronyms and things like that. So we'll go through and do all of these. And then hopefully we should have enough. We've got 21 expulsum at the moment. So I'll scrap all of these, and then we do need to move on and look at my other mailboxes as well. So we'll get there eventually with all the gold. And then hopefully we'll do a little bit more inscription towards the end to try and get that leveled up a bit more. Don't think I've had any sales with Samadan yet with his inscription. Just working on leveling at the moment. I need to give myself a proper task list of things to do on that front. Mainly it's kind of reputation at the moment. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But it's not actually getting me where I want to be fast enough at the moment. So I might have to just focus on leveling it through. I do have a fair amount of gold on him. Just like 10,000 or 15,000 or so. So I might have to just buy a few herbs, depending on the price of them, obviously. But we can cross that bridge when we get to that character. We'll carry on with the scrapping first. Get all of this done. Do our disenchants. We've got 32 expulsum, so that should be plenty enough, I think, to get us our veiled crystals, I think. Did you miss anything interesting in the Wowhead Weekly? Oh, you're more than welcome to have a look yourself, Ashelina. We were talking about... Wowhead. There's a link to it if you want to see it. So basically we talked about the mail coming back, and we talked about Qyune's Brutusaur challenge. We talked about Dala's very useful WorthIt add-on, and we also talked a little bit about sort of the race for world first and how that's going to possibly impact on gold making. Just building an inscription building for your 14 main monks. Should increase your card moment production by 100%. So 2,000 cards a day. You've really doubled down on that one, Rose. That's amazing. I find the macros even easier when you bind it to the keyboard than TSM Destroy if you're doing one item. Okay, no, I've seen a lot of people using that. That's certainly a useful alternative. Right, just get the last of these whilst we're here. Might as well finish this off with a partial, and then we'll go through from there. And so we just need to ignore that, and then queue all of those and scrap those. I'm just going to turn Oreo's camera off at the moment because he's literally got his back to the camera, so it's just one dark furry mass at the moment. So I'll just turn him off. Sorry, Oreo, for the moment. There we go. Is that Nessie trying to eat your dog? It's something like that. A Brutusaur with love hearts. There we go. So that should leave us with just our disenchants to do. So I'll open up those and I'll do these. Hopefully we'll get an odd veiled crystal this way. So we'll do these. Loving the dog that is loving the Bruto. Yeah. Obviously. Right. There we go. So we got one veiled crystal. Did we get any more? I don't think. Yes, we did get one just at the end. So that's good. So now with our expulsum, let's look at enchanting. So we have 39 expulsum. We do need to buy some starwood. So let's go over to our fellow enchanter for that, who's over here. And then we'll take some starwood. And I would like to buy maybe just a stack for now. I'll buy that. And then we'll go over, excuse me. So we'll make 39 Honourable Combatant Sorcerer Sceptres. And because these take 6 Umbra Shards, which means that I can use this Umbra Shard, which I've got an excess of. I've got over 3,000 in the Guild Vault still. so I don't sell it as quickly and I don't use it up that quickly, and then I'm going to turn that into veiled crystals, which I use a lot more quickly. It's not as efficient as doing sort of the whole bracelet shuffle, but it gets rid of my excess Umbra shards. Guessing the scribe building for work orders. The cards are not crafting. Yes, need to get the follow for it to do it 14 times. Axon, thank you very much for the follow. Need motivation. You played maybe 2.5 hours since the patch. Did some cloak stuff. Exactly. Do what's fun for you. So don't worry if you taking your time. And if you only play 2.5 hours, then if that's fun for you. But if you don't have the motivation, then by all means give it a break and wait until you do have the motivation. You've got to have goals and a focus. Otherwise, we'll just be pushing the mouse around. Right, with all of that done, we can disenchant this and get ourselves some veiled crystals, and we'll get a return on some Umbra shards as well. At the moment, the game is no fun at all for you, which is a very good reason to give it a break, Darkwing, certainly. Wait for perhaps Shadowlands to come out and all the new things that's going to come there. I'm sure it's going to be very exciting at the start of an expansion. I mean, it was really good when BFA came out, so I'm sure the same will happen when Shadowlands comes out. What is the price of linen on my server? On yours, it's so much more expensive. For me, I am buying it for just under 4 gold, which is kind of middle of the road for a lot of people. I know some people are getting it closer to 1 and 2 gold. Oh, this is slowing down a little bit now. Let's just make that go through. You're stopping WoW at the 20-year event. Oh, really? Is there a reason why you'd want to fix it there at 20 years? I mean, I'm sure there's probably other stuff that's going on then, certainly. Ink Devils, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Well, this seems to have slowed down a fair amount. I could probably do with going back to Dalaran now. I'm definitely noticing a slowdown in the speed here, seeing how that's lagging out quite a bit. So let's finish this off in Dalaran. I think that'll be easier. Be much quicker. Oh, you'll be 40 then. Oh, right. Well, I'm 45 and I'm still playing strong, so I wouldn't certainly worry about age. If anything, you get more and more time to play. Fun for you is more important than what Blizzard wants you to do. Exactly. If those two things align, then perfect. But if they don't, there's no reason to carry on something that isn't of a fun purpose for you, certainly. Setup on Garrisons is a pain a bit, but your math is right. You had a spreadsheet on an old hard drive for the cards. Cheapest way for the inks is daily cooldown, followed by work orders, Spirit of Warcraft. Yeah, so basically, you got all the time already. Oh, that's a good position to be in, certainly. There's a wall of 173,000 tie spray at 1.7 gold on your server. Wow, that is a lot. And you can, at that price, you can vendor shuffle it, can't you? Right, let's finish off these braces. It's a lot quicker here, I think. Less lag, yeah, definitely. So we'll get all of our veiled crystals. And then we can carry on with our crafts. Finally get through here. Take a little bit longer to do these once you're having to do a bracer shuffle, as well as everything else. But I think it's important to factor in this time whilst you're doing your gold making. Because as I say, time is money. Including what followers to use on Wowhead. Yeah, it probably has got a... I mean, because the garrisons have been out a fair while now, so there are probably some very efficient ways of setting it up. I know I certainly didn't do it efficiently on my first character. Right, okay, so that's done. How are we doing for veiled crystals? Do we have everything we need? We still need 3. After all of that, we're missing 3. That's really unfortunate. In fact, what I'm going to do in this case is we still need some gloom dust. So let's go do that from the guild bank. We'll collect that up. Where's the gloom dust? In the enchanting, we'll take maybe, let's take all of it out for the moment. That should be enough. And then go over to enchanting. So those 3 missing. Let's just take one of these off. One of the rings perhaps. Let's take off one of those. Right, we can now make everything we want to make. So let's start enchanting. Flying, 3.5 minutes to the follower with inscription, 14 times sporing. Luckily you have this life hack called fun. Exactly. If you can have something enjoyable on in the background, then it definitely makes the time pass quicker. So I'm going to make up all of these accords, critical strike and haste. Seem to have sold a fair few of those. If you're looking for a new MMO, would recommend Old School RuneScape, Final Fantasy, or Black Desert Online. All different from each other. I found them all pretty fun during your break from WoW. Yeah, try something different, or try something completely different. Like I don't know, Civilization would be the first thing I can think of, or a new game that's come out that's kind of like piques your interest. BDO crafting is amazing. You love the heck out of it for many hours. Oh, Black Desert Online. Yep, there we go. Is it about 1.5 expulsum per bracer? I find it's more like 6 or 7 bracers for 1 expulsum. Is more my average that I have. I have to think of it the other way round. Right, let's make all of these lovely bits of food. Thanks to our chef's hat, we can go through those really quickly. And then tailoring, we'll do the red linen shirt. Speaking of new games, you're so stoked for the next Doom. You played the old games since you were 5 years old. I remember the first Doom coming out, and my friend was playing it on his 486, and I remember watching. I was standing behind him whilst he was playing in front of me, and every time he dodged around the corner, I could find myself just leaning to try and see myself around the corner. It was an amazing experience back then. You still do video horse breeding if video didn't decide or not allowed to run CQS on your computer, and it auto closes. Oh, does it really? Interesting. I haven't updated it yet, X-Ray Tango, because I still got a few more to add in, but I will do it once I've got it more complete, certainly. Wish there was a new desktop Half-Life instead of the VR one. Yeah, I wish they'd just get on and make Half-Life 3. That would be good. Although maybe its time is gone now, since you looked at since things like The Last of Us, I think have kind of like excelled in that genre. Right, let's get this lot posted on. And they're not going to sell unless we post them on the auction house. So let's go with all of that. So some food, some enchants, a little bit of tailoring as well. Not massive prices, $8.99 and $9.98. So just under 1,000. But profit-wise, we're looking at 300, 600 profit. That one's about 800 profit. So a few decent bits and pieces there. Bountiful Captain's Feast, 600 profit there. Hexweave bags are pretty much all profit, 767 there. So we'll get all of those on. I've got stuck on posting. I've noticed this actually with the latest release of TSM. It does seem to be a bit bugged in posting at the moment. It does freeze every now and again. I've only noticed it today though. So I just do an exit and a rescan and it seems to catch up again. Let's try that again. It doesn't always get through the whole list. Yeah, we have an internal auction error. So we'll go back here, run a post scan again. Try that again. Should you do bracer shuffle or pants vendor shuffle? It all depends on the margins really and how much time you've got. The beauty of doing, if you can get them cheap enough, and doing the pants vendor shuffle, it's guaranteed money and you don't have to wait for the sales. But I don't think the margins are quite as big. I think we're still missing one here. Let me just do one last one. See if we can catch it. The baked potato. There we go, that's posted. Right, so all of our auctions are now posted. Let's just see if we've got any sales coming in. We have sold a Chord of Critical Strike literally just minutes ago, so that's good. No cash register sound, unfortunately. That would have been nice. Let's have another quick look before we leave Samadan. Just check in on tide spray linen prices. 3 gold 33 is quite nice. Let's have a look at that whilst we're here. Just at that. So 3 gold 33 and then 3 gold 40 for that. So I'm going to take the 5. Might as well. Actually, I'm going to take 4. Leave 1 on to help out anyone else wanting to undercut. There we go. And then I'll take these 40. I'll take all of those. We just need to... We haven't got a buyout on that one. Let's just do a rescan. We have no buyout here. So let's try the standard auction house. Tide spray linen. I'll have a look here. I'll take the 40. Now this is the trick really. I want to leave that one on there, which you can't do with the regular auction house. Whereas with TSM, what I would like to do is just buy that 40. But I can't there. Maybe it's because I have left that one on, because I can't buy out those either. So unfortunately, my normal tactic would be to leave that on. The only way to really do this would be to post it back on at a lower price, which is a shame. So I might as well just go for the whole lot, I think. We'll buy that out, and we'll buy out that lot of 40. So that is the kind of disadvantage to the new auction house. I can understand why they've done that way to make it convenient for the buyer, but sometimes as a gold maker you'd want a little bit more choice as to when you buy. Do I just craft all of yours and then pull them from the mailbox? Yeah, I do pretty much from my bracer perspective. If I've got anything spare, I just trust it to go into the mailbox and take it from there. Asbed, one, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. Right, we've just gone through and done all our posts on Samadan, our main character. Let's have a quick look at our other characters whilst we're here. So we'll go through, we'll check out our alchemy next on Qyune. He's in Dalaran as well, so that makes things a little bit easy. And I might move Earthen over to Dalaran as well. That might be also easier for him. Let's move Orio's camera back over there for when he does come back. Ink is far from useless. Yeah, my knowledge on ink is still sort of like up in the air at the moment. I'm slowly getting my head around inscription. Right, so mailbox on alchemy. So for the week we've done very well. We have 124,000 in sales. Potion of Unbridled Fury, Greater Flasks, Currents, Dimitri's Drafted Deception, mainly all of the Silas rank 3 things here. Some good sales overall, so it's really nice to see this mailbox and how it just condenses everything into like 24 of those, and it's really nice to see them all in one sort of like big mailbox like that. So I really like this new layout, definitely. So let's take that 124. We'll probably end up reinvesting that one. Really enjoy the condensed mailbox as well. Yes, definitely, Senses, I do. It just looks so much better, certainly. Now I've done my alchemy cooldown. I think I've kind of used my proc recently. We've got the Decanter of Disguise, so no extra procs there. I did post everything on recently, so I think I'll just leave that as is. I'll just do a quick check for prices and see if there's anything I need to buy now that I've got some gold reserves. My Zenith has gone up to 29 gold. Anchorweed's at 104 gold. I could possibly take that a little bit lower, because 99 is the region market average. That's slightly higher, but we are low on Anchorweed. We have 35 in the bank. Oh no, that's on Samadan. Awakening has 600 in the bags, so we're all right on that front. We'll maybe see if we can get some cheaper prices later. Let's just check the price of everything else. 500 of that, 500 that, 600 there, 600 there, 500 sand shifter, 60 gold. That's really expensive, but that's kind of like my price that I've been having to go with. 170 at the moment. That should be okay for the moment. If you can't spend it, then it's useless. The amount used in the recipe is much less than the crimson one. And you're saying it's not useless. Okay, yeah, so if you can find a use for it, then it's definitely not useless. Will it get you gold? Then do it. Yeah, exactly. I think that's a good summary. Is it worth your time? You spent 40,000 ultramarine ink almost on a daily basis. Well, that's someone who's definitely making use of the ink, if ever there was one. Right, okay, we're done with Awakening. That was quite quick, just opening the mailbox there. So let's go over to Earthen. I'll just go... we're in Borealis at the moment, but I'm going to send him over to Dalaran, because it's a bit quieter there, make it easier for the mailbox. And we shouldn't have to scrap in a while, because he still has over 100 expulsum. So that should keep me posted for the moment. So let's go straight over to Dalaran as soon as we're here. And then we'll check the mailbox on this side. I think you have a drinking problem. Right, let's go have a look. Let's pick our mount, go over to my favourite mailbox, over this side. Right, okay, so have we had any uncanny sales? Let's have a look. It's Leafar, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on board, hope you're doing well. So not a huge amount, looking at this. We do have Notorious Combatants Male Arm Guard sell for 496. That's quite good. Some Drums of Fury, Uncanny Male Treads, and Uncanny Male Gauntlets. So, and then some more Drums of Fury here. So we've got 14,000 for Earthen. Not a huge amount. Starting a tattoo shop. That could be interesting. Alright, so not massive in terms of uncanny sales there. Let's have a look and see how everything is doing. We had posted a lot of this on earlier, so we still have some Notorious on here. I could probably do with getting rid of. No real point listing that, now that we've got all of this uncanny gear instead. Looks like Oreo's come back, so we'll just turn your camera back on. You're going to come lie down, are you? There we go. You lie down there. He just got his feet at the moment. There we go. Here comes the cat. I love those lurks. That's brilliant. How do you get the uncanny recipes? So you get the main rank ones from your tailoring or leatherworker or blacksmith trainer, and then you go over to your PvP vendor for the rank 2s and 3s. As long as you've got marks of honour to pay for them. So I'm going to leave these on at the moment. We'll stay here at 253,000 on Earthen. So how are we doing total gold on our characters now? So we were at 590. I don't think that's updated yet. So we've certainly got a little bit more gold since then. So let's carry on with our other characters, I think. Let's just check a restock, actually. We may need to get some more drums going here. Let's check our leatherworking. Restock, 28 Drums of Fury, Uncanny Male Treads, and Shimmer Scale Diving Helmet. Okay. Do I still find shuffling of crystals worthy? Enchants went down on almost every server. A quarter 500 to 600 gold at best. The rest is even lower. It has certainly gone down. the profit margins aren't as high. As long as I can get my tie spray linen for, I'm currently got it for around 4 gold. That seems to work for me at the moment. In terms of profits, it's not as good as it was, that's for sure. You still find you didn't check out many servers then? Oh right, yeah. I mean, it all depends on your servers. There are probably some servers where you could get it for a lot better profit margin. Certainly. Duck Dollar, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing well. Accords for you are 900 to 1800, which is a good price margin, definitely. And Willie Ninja, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing well. We're just currently restocking on our leather working. I'm going to make ourselves Drums of Fury, Shimmer Scale Diving Helmet, and Uncanny Treads. Akan Toxic, thank you also for the follow. Welcome one and all. Ah, there goes my knee. Hold on, Oreo. There we go. I'll give him attention. There we go. So male treads of the Fire Flash. Let's see if we need to add that into our list. Let's go to our group. Uncanny Selling. We already have it in our list, so that's good. So we'll go back onto here and we'll get our Brutusaur. And we'll post on that lot. So run a post scan here. 1,500 for that. It actually says below min price here. So min price is 1,200. So I may have to adjust my prices. Well, Draenor, Silver Moon, Ravencrest, Argent Dawn, and some others. There's a lot of that's a lot of the high pop servers, definitely. You guys keep me at work today. Oh, really, Mushy? But thank you for your help. If that's the case, I must have missed something there. What's the crystal net cost for me? So crystals at the moment are my mat cost is about 73 gold, and my actual sale value of the crystals at the moment is going for about 174 gold. So I could make 100 gold per crystal just selling them direct, but I prefer to turn that into an enchant, which I can probably get a sort of a 300 to 600 gold profit margin on those, which is probably more for me than actually selling the crystals individually. I mean, the other way would be to split them across both. I could probably sell a few crystals and sell a few enchants as well. But I tend to prefer the enchants because usually for me, historically, they've been a better profit margin. Alright, so those are posted on. I'm just going to ignore my knee as Oreo is now needing my jeans. And then we'll just... Ow. I just have to intervene there. I'm not giving Oreo enough attention, so just pulling my jeans apart. I have no idea with the Ultramarine. Rasheen, I think, will know all the answers. But I think she might have mentioned those already. So let's go over to El Morty, my other alchemist. He's only level 90. I'm really tempted to level him up to 120 because if I can have a second alchemist that has the tools of the trade, that if I don't get the proc on one alchemist, it'd be nice to have a second alchemist to be able to switch over to give myself a better chance of another proc. That's always worth considering. And so we've got a few sales here, 5,900. Primordial Ruby, River's Heart, Living Steel, and a Purification Potion. So that's good. Let's take those. And then let's have a look at my auctions. No Silas sensors. I know, we have to mention it every now and again though. So I've got a few things on there. What do I need to actually restock on? You had considered a second alchemist, but yeah, it's the actual going through everything and leveling everything up. So I want to check my alchemy and restock on these. Now, it doesn't seem to be anything here to restock on, given current prices. So I'm going to leave this character for now. I'll leave that as it is. There's more I could do here with Ghost Iron Ore and Living Still, but I'm going to leave that for the moment, because I'd really like to get over to Samadan and have a look at what he's doing with Inscription at the moment. Yeah, the rep farm, that's the main thing really, isn't it? Right, out. There we go. So I'm not expecting a lot of sales. Oh, actually we do have some sales. That's surprising. So we have sold, since last week we were just getting this started with Inscription. So we've managed to make up a little bit of gold, which is really useful in terms of levelling up here. Tomes of the Quiet Mind, 2 of those. And War Scroll of the Battle Shout, we sold 1 of those. So these aren't huge by any margins, but they are starting to sort of like help fund the Inscription market. So we'll take those and have a look at our Inscription as it currently stands. We are at level 91 out of 175. There goes Oreo, he's left my knee alone now, so let's just turn his camera off for the moment. Oh no, that was the chat box. There's his camera, there we go. That's the right one. Looking forward to getting contracts for the 2 new zones on your scribe. Yes, there are those, aren't there? I haven't looked at them myself yet because we're still levelling up. So we've got a few things we could possibly do here that are showing me to be a profit. Now let me just double check that I've got my material correct on this, because I may have lost it. So we're looking at distilled water. So that's at 13 copper, so we set that manually last week. So that's fine, that should work. Insert rookie numbers gif, Wolf of Wall Street. So let's have a look at what we could possibly make that's going to give us a skill up, that's also going to give us some potential money. So Champions of Azeroth, potentially a 0.2 sale rate compared to the others. That could be a start. We need ultramarine ink for that. We currently have 2 on the auction house, so we could afford to make a few of these. How many? We need to make some ultramarine ink first. So we got some pigments for that already. So let's create some of those. So I'll get ourselves some ultramarine ink, and then that should hopefully give us enough for some contract Champions of Azeroth, which should be a fair amount there. We need 18 per craft, so let's have a look at the TSM crafting cost of these. So let's right click on profit. Crafting cost is 202 or 251, but 251 is going to give me a profit here. So we'll stick with that for the moment. We'll make a few of these. We'll at least skill up a little bit on this first. Now I remember reading on the WoW professions that we need to do something else. I think it's at 91 or further. Let me just find the website to follow. Let's go here, and then let's do WoW Inscription leveling guide. That's what we want. So we're looking over at this at the moment, and we wanted to see 80 to 85, 85 to 140 with the rank 2 we're currently doing at the moment, and we want to get some rank 3s if we can, ideally. There's a Darkmoon Fair skill here. Check your map for the rank 3s. Should only make them until they turn yellow at 105. Okay, so we're going to watch out for that unless we get a rank 3. So we're going to have to look out for the rank 3s of these. We haven't got all of the rank 2s though, so we need to work on our reputation. So there's a few different things we need to think about here. Let's just cancel out of that for the moment. Move that over here. There we go. For the bracelet shuffle is, I think, shuffle. Let me try that. There we go, that's the one, Z. If I had 100,000 starting pot with the main profession tailoring, why would you? What would I do to build on that? So with tailoring, I would try and get every expansion leveled up to its maximum, because there's a bit of gold to be made with all of them. Like all the shirts do well, the occasional things like the tuxedo bits and pieces. This is all mainly classic stuff, but then there's also a few things from other expansions as well. So I would focus my gold, and then obviously current content. You've got the uncanny gear, so I would focus on current content and classic first, getting those going at the moment. I am Sinister. Thank you very much for the sub. That's very kind of you. Thank you for your support. And Sneakers, thank you also for the follow. Thank you both. Let's see a whole load of emotes in there for you. Thank you very much indeed. Do you all have the Brutusaur graph? Then you can type in your boyfriend's birthday and see how much you need to make it per day. I do have the graph. Let me see if I can find it. Sheets. Let's go through here. Google Sheets. Go to Google Sheets, and then let's change that over to that. And then now, where's my graph? The Brutusaur before extinction graph. This one. This is the one we're thinking of. Guess a Brutusaur before extinction. Let me just find that. Hold on. Let me just move this over this side. Move this over this way. Bear with me one moment as I sort all of this out. There we go, and we'll click on share. Copy that link, and then I'll pop that in the chat. There we go. That is the link to the spreadsheet, so you can put in your own numbers there, hopefully, and that should work for you. Give that a go. Okay, fantastic. And as Darkwing said, there's the Brutusaur challenge from Qyune, and a link to his spreadsheet as well, which is also really useful. Right, what am I doing here? We were making contracts, weren't we? So we can make 4 Champions of Azeroth ones, which were a profit even at rank 1. And we need to get honoured with a few more of these. So we need to have a look at reputation. That's going to help us getting these rank 3s. The Storm's Wake and 7th Legion are rank 2. We'll have a look at that as well. Maybe we can do something there. So we've gone up to 92, up to 93. Let's have a look at the map after this and see if there's anything, because these have now gone yellow, which is going to make things harder. The rank 2s are the ones that are now ones we're going to have to focus on. Those are a negative profit even at that price. Not looking forward to the rep guides to the recipes, exactly. This is why we've got to kind of like think in advance. So we've got Alliance War effort. We do have a Tortollan Seekers one here that's going to give us a gold reward, which is doubly good. So we can get the gold and we can get the reputation. We need to have a look though to see if there are any world quests for rank 3s or anything like that. So let's look at this, look at the rewards, filter it by that, and I can't see any work orders at the moment. That's all reputation. That's gear. Gear would be useful now that things are coming up at 415 and 420, and those are pet things. And then we could have a look over on the other side just in case there's anything there. That's some nice feet for 410. War resources, mana pearls, and Azerite gear. Sorry, not Azerite gear, Azerite itself. Okay, so not a lot there in terms of work orders. So we could look at doing Tortollans. That would be useful. Let's change our faction here to Tortollans. So we've got one down there, and then one up at the top. So we could fly down this way, do each of these, get ourselves Tortollan Trader Stock, which gives you a ring or trinket for your loot specialisation. That will be useful. Get 2 of these, and then come up here and do the Make Low Go. Those 3 in one go should give us a nice little thing to do. Remember, the TSM prices are fed by the wrong data. That is true. We did fix the distilled water, but there's more to it than that, which I still haven't looked into yet. So we will have to go into that in a bit more detail at a later stage once I've understood the mechanics a little bit more. But for now, I think this will be a good thing to do in terms of reputation. I'm going to take this one and this one first. We're going to head on over here. So we can take that, and let's look for this one, follow this, and whilst we're doing this, we'll also look out for some herbs we can do as well. Greetings, Ignis, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing well this fine evening. We're just going through and going to do a quick Tortollan quest on our our scribe and herbalist. Ooh, we're missing something down here. Let's pick up this, and then there's some over here. There's also the Ghost of the Deep we could do here. Is that worth doing? I'm not sure it is at this stage. Let's carry on. Let's not get distracted by too much. We're already getting distracted by herbs, which is also worth doing. We might as well, whilst we're here, get some sea stalk. And you never know, we might get some anchorweed as well. As we head on over this direction. Anyone having problems cancelling auction function? Sometimes it says the item was not found, but it's still there. I seem to recall it is slightly broken at the moment. I'm not sure exactly. I'd have to look on the TSM Discord to know for sure. Squirrels abound, or is that flying rats? Right, let's carry on down this way a little bit longer. Oh, there was something down there. Where is it? Is it on a tree? Sometimes these are hard to see. Ah, there it is, on that side next to the wolves. Helps if I can click on it. There we go, then we'll avoid that one. And then head over this way. Neviel Aralyn, thank you very much for using your Prime. Thank you very much for your support. Very much appreciated. Welcome on board. Hope you're doing well. Let's see, lots of emotes for you and your support. Thank you very much indeed. Do appreciate you coming over. Just doing a little bit of herbalism on the fly here. Can't see where that is actually. Is it down here somewhere? There it is. Sometimes these herbs are hard to spot, but we're going to carry on. Now we'll go, I can't go, well we can go over it, we'll go round the mountain I think. That'll be easier, do it that way. Friendly reminder to make sure you post the new BOEs from raids at the right price. Almost posted a 445 crit haste with socket for 67 gold. Wow, yeah definitely. You want to make sure your prices are right for that. Every Sunday you work in a doctor's office, and a co-worker from the lab was very concerned about a virus. He really sounded concerned, and that's coming from a guy who said swine flu starts no big problems. I don't want to hijack chat with this kind of talk. No worries, Ignis. It's not something I've completely flown past the wrong area. It's not something I've kept abreast of, to be honest. I tend to sort of take anything from the media with a pinch of salt, to be honest, until I've learnt something myself more about it. Right, okay, let's go this way. I'll do this one. I am ready. These tiny crabs need help. Oh, I haven't done this one before. What do we need to do? Avoid these. And then what's for? Throw turtle shell. Hold on. What do we do here? Avoid that. 4. Oh, do we need to avoid them, stop them from getting hit? Hold on. 4. Is that right? I'm not sure I'm doing this right. Stop the juvenile turtles from reaching the ocean. Okay, so we're doing the opposite now. Okay. Let's get used to this now. There we go. 6 of 20. Okay, just trying to get used to the controls on this one. It's not completely intuitive. Oh, that one missed. This is definitely very odd. Did that work? Did we fail that one? Did we do too many of those? Let's try that again. See if we can get that a little bit working. You hit the turtles. You hit 4 to hit 2 at a time. 4 lets you clear out all the turtles in a line from front of you. Okay, let's try that again. I am ready. So 1, 2 and 4. So what's the swirly on the ground do though? The swirly bit on the ground is the bit I'm worried about. Oop, no. Let's try this one. It seems very unintuitive. Like it seems a bit laggy on the controls. Not sure I enjoyed that one as much. Yeah, it damages you. Okay, you want to dodge the circles. Okay. Yeah, that was very... I wasn't sure about that one. That just seemed a little strange. Right, okay, we need to do an essence slot. What did we get in terms of gear then? 420 finger, which is much better than our 390 and 385. So that's an upgrade. We'll take that. And then let's head on down to the next one. Try it after the 1,000,000th time. Yeah, I can imagine. Right, next one is down here, calligraphy. Now this calligraphy I remember doing before was quite tricky. With a helper it means it is a bit better. Let's go through, collect some herbs at the same time. Controls are iffy, and you can only take so many hits before getting ejected. Yeah, that's what I thought with the controls. It seemed, you know, it was a bit like the controls with Make Low Go. It wasn't quite as intuitive as I would have liked. Right, this one. Yeah, I liked the original one certainly. Which way do we need to go? This one, I think we need to run in a circle. I've done this one before. Right, let's go here. Something like that. I think that worked. Okay, so this will give us a 415 ring, which is another upgrade, which is really nice to see. So we're now on 395. There we go. Where's the Pet Oreo channel reward? I demand changes. We can do that, Joel. Definitely. We can pet Oreo. He's practically upside down already, isn't he? Alfred, how are you? Thanks for stopping by a while. Hope all has been well. Keep on, my friend. Well, thank you very much, Alfred. Hope you're doing well. Thanks ever so much for your support. Really is appreciated. See lots of emotes for Alfred and your continued support. How old is Oreo even? I think he is 5. I think. I'm not sure exactly how old he is. 5 or 6, I would say. What's the HUD I had displayed on the side? Show me the shape. I'm not sure. I think it came with one of the World's Quest add-ons that I've got. I can't remember which one I've got. I've got World Quest Tracker and I've got World Quest List. It's probably one of those, I imagine. Right, we've done that one, we've done that one. We now need to head on up to the north. over to Stormsong, no, not Tiragard Sound, Stormsong Valley, and we need to head on over to Make Low Go over here. So let's go and do this one and pick up some herbs whilst we go. There we go. Yeah, I think it's useful, especially for those calligraphy ones. I wasn't sure where I got it from exactly, but I saw it popped up and I thought, okay, that's going to be useful. Especially for the strange shapes. The circle one is a little bit easier. Alright, where's this herb hidden? Right buried amongst the trees. And we can follow on down to Moonlight, trying to get some herbs as we go. There we are. I'll ignore that other one. I'll just carry on flying now. The HUD is a world quest list. Okay, thank you, Batsphere. Very kind of you. I knew it was one of those. It took you about 50 tries to do the calligraphy the first time because you didn't know you had to be dismounted for it to count. Oh, really? I think I did that simply because I knew I couldn't probably run fast, or certainly couldn't run accurately enough if I was mounted. Let's just go over to this herb whilst I'm here. I mean, whilst we're here, we might as well. I'm sure I just picked that up. Let's head back over there, this way. I'm not following any particular route or anything like this. I'm just literally going from one area to another, and if I see anything on the way, I'm going to stop and pick it up. If it's slightly on the way, that is. It's usually hidden in the trees somewhere. Trying to spot it is not always easy. Ah, there we go. There's a pollen-covered drone. Let's take that whilst we're here. There we go. Get ourselves another 9 Siren's pollen, and then we can carry on. Druid flight form. Yeah, I think I'd go too fast to be out of control, really, even with Druid flight form, definitely. Feel like that it's cheating. Yeah, I can see like having these helpers do make it super easy. Certainly, it kind of takes a small element of the spirit out of the game in terms of trying to master it. But sometimes it can be just frustrating, and sometimes you just want to get on and you don't want to do it. Where is that herb? Down here. Oh, looks like Oreo's upside down now. Alright, let's carry on this way. You zoom out all the way, it makes it easier. Yeah, that's very true. Oh, we've explored Tiragard Sound. That was easy. Oh, you just meant the flight form is cheating. Ah, right, okay. I would find it harder having a flight form. Is there a speed? Do you have to do it in a certain time with the calligraphy, or can you just take it slowly? Because I would prefer to take it slowly. Oh, there is a time limit. Ah, right. So I think that's where I failed in some cases because I've gone really slow. I probably not realised that there was a time limit on it. But at least doing this way. Oh, there's a couple of things here. There's some herbs. Sometimes you just can't see the herbs. Yep, we are ready. Right, okay, this is more intuitive. I like how this works. I prefer this to that other world quest we tried. Because the left, right, forward controls just seem more natural. Although even this sometimes doesn't line up how I'd expect it to. Let's go around this way. And then I guess that way, up this way, left, up, right, and then up the end. There we go. Swear it never worked for you when you do it that way. Use your monk statue to mark the last point when it's a triangle or square. Oh, that's quite a handy technique. I like that one. Oh, and she, not he. Did I get the pronoun incorrect? I do apologise if I did. I try to be as accurate as possible. Oh, right, okay. Right, more sea stalk. So let's head up to our friendly Tortollans and claim our reward and some reputation. How are we doing for reputation at the moment? So Tortollan Seekers, we are currently at friendly. We really need to be honoured with all of these to start getting our rank 2s. So Order of the Embers, we certainly need to do a lot of work on there. The others are ticking through slowly. Oh, I've been missing the herbs here. Where is that? Right down below us. Some sea stalks there, we'll pick those up. There seems to be a lot of herbs around here, but there's also a lot of mobs around, so let's just ignore those for the moment. Pick up what we can. Then head, there's some war resources there, but I'll ignore those. Looking a little bit busy here. So we'll go over this way and hand that in. Over here, that should work. I'll ignore all these herbs as they're coming up. But I can probably get, and that one's too close over there. Same as that one, let's ignore those. And let's just head back and hand in what we need to hand in. Here we go, so good healthy 2,000 gold. We'll do that. And our Heart of Azeroth really does need to be unlocked a little bit more now. That's really going on loads at the moment. So something else to do there. Go back to do our hearts. Now let's have a look. In terms of reputation, we could look at a few things here. We can get some decent items nowadays with these world quests. So that's definitely going to be potentially useful. In terms of where we are in terms of progression, so we're at 395 item level. Reputation, friendly. We need to get to honoured with all of these. Champions of Azeroth, Proudmoore Admiralty. Then we can get our rank 2s for our inscription, because ideally we're going to use those to level up. We really could do with a rank 3 to get us beyond the sort of 120, 140 level. We could do the Dark Moon cards. That is an option, because they do eventually sell, I have heard on the grapevine, even though they're not as potentially good as they used to be. Obviously we'd have to price our Expulsum here. We received a 445 ring from Toton the other day, so it appears the cache is scale. Wow, fantastic. Oh, I didn't check the cache actually. Let's have a look at that. Did we get one? Was there an actual cache that we open? That's the Black Blade. That's the ink set. What am I looking for? Consumable, that's the potion. Battlestone. You get the cash from the Paragon. Ah, right. I can't remember what I had for the... Oh, that was 2,000 gold for that one, wasn't it? Yeah, I do remember now. So let's have a look at what have we got here. War resources there and 3,000 artifact power there. So these could be useful to do. Alliance war effort could be handy to try and maybe pick up something here. These look like they're mainly gold related. I can't see anything that's immediately useful to me there. The only thing we could do, kill two birds with one stone, is go around and do some herbs whilst we're doing this. Well, that could be useful. We could pick up a few things and maybe pick up some war resources like those. Defeat that one. Defeat that one. Anything that's just got defeating something is always handy. So there's 3 here we could do. and pick up some herbs along the way, that would be useful. That's certainly worth considering. Let's Hearthstone back for the moment and have a think about that one, what we could do next. Do you know why your TSM window would show a different min buyout from what is really on the auction house? It could simply just be down to the fact that TSM hasn't scanned it recently. When you look on your tooltip for any item, like for instance this one, the TSM auction DB, it says one auction, and it was the green text there says it was scanned 1 hour 16 minutes ago. So that was the last time the auction house data was taken from the API. So it's not TSM directly scanning what's on the auction house, it's using the API that Blizzard do, and that only updates every now and again. So what you'd need to do is the min buyout changes when it's actually going to post something. It will look at the min buyout then and look at the actual exact accurate price when you're posting items. But when you're looking at the tooltip, then it's something different in terms of calculations. Right, so let's head on over to the other side and do our Champions of Azeroth whilst we're here, and we can get some herbalism at the same time. And what have we got down here? We've also got a Blingtron. Let's join in, you never know what you might get. Let's complete that quest. Did that work or did that lag out? It did work. And then let's head over here.
What can I do for you?
And then let's... we actually have a quest for Nazmir. Where did I want to go to? Voldoon, wasn't it? I think that was where I wanted. Yes, Voldoon, I think had the 3 in that area, which was quite good. We won't do the Nazmir one at this stage. Let's do Voldoon. Although that would be good for reputation if we did that. Back before TSM, you had to scan the auction house manually. On a busy server, sometimes took an hour. I remember those times well, definitely. Using, I think I used Auctionator. No, I used Auctioneer, not Auctionator. Right, so we have another shell game here, but we're looking for 7th Legion. Complete 4 world quests on Zanzibar or occupied warfronts. Also, we could do the shell game here as well. Let's start with that one, then do that one, then do that one. We can do 3 in a row down there. That'll be a good direction to go in. And then we'll pick up some herbs as we go. So we'll follow the coastline and then have a look whilst we're going and pick up things. Obviously we could be using Qyune's technique here, having the stirrups and the Darkmoon Firewater might help here as well. But at the moment I'm just using my mount and what skill I have to try and avoid things. Seems to work so far. The good thing about this zone I like is that the herbs and things are a lot easier to see because they're not all disguised in amongst all the trees. Stirrups is only helpful for mining. Oh yes, that's true, isn't it? I'm only doing herbalism here. Where's this one? After saying it was easy to find. There it is. Look for the sparkly bits. Unfortunately we got attacked here. We might as well finish that off whilst we're here. Mash a few buttons. I didn't mean to area affect that one. That's unfortunate. Let's do our trinket. 3, 2, and mash that. Should get us there. There we go. A little bit of extra loot. Doesn't matter. There we go. Now we can be back on course. There we are. That's why you dual gather on a druid bear, to be honest. Yeah, so you're not getting interrupted so much there. Okay, let's have a look here. Let's do the old shell game. I quite enjoyed this one. This one's good fun. So let's do that. Let's have a look. Now this one and the other one you can sometimes spot. Let's try and remember them. There we go, that was an easy one. I saw the other one pop its head around there, around from the shell. So we'll keep an eye on that one. This is easy so far. It's giving me not a lot to remember. Try and do it systematically and we'll get there. That was lucky. Now that one I saw over here, so you gave yourself away, and this one is over here, and I'm going to guess it's going to be this one. Nope, wrong guess. It was that one instead. There we go. Easy enough to do that one. Oh, there's a flying carpet right over our heads. That was a surprise. Right, okay, so moving on to the next quest. It's literally, this is a pet battle, that one. Snakes on a terrace. Defeat Sizik. Now, I don't know how well my pet battles are with the usual Bone Shard, Icky, and Crominius. I've never tried it with these. I'll give it a go. You never know, it might work. I'll use my standard tactic, see if it works. When you do the shell game, you just say out loud what the items are. It's easy for you to remember them. Yeah, anything that works, definitely. Keeps getting updated. They added fancy dings when you get them matched, and now it's got sound effects. Yeah, I do like it actually. It's quite nice, isn't it? Saxon Girl, thank you very much. Sorry for being late. No, you're more than welcome. Anytime you can come here is good. So thank you very much, Stuff Mine. Thank you for using your Prime, Saxon Girl. It's good to have you here. And Legend Cherry, thank you also for the follow. Welcome on board. I hope you're doing well. There we go, Saxon Girl. Thank you very much for all your support. Really is appreciated. Shell Game's the best of the Totolan ones, yes, definitely. And Colossus, thank you also for using your Prime. Really kind of you. Thank you also. See a load of emotes for you as well. Thank you very much indeed. Victorious Steel, I just want to say that you've seen my YouTube videos and they are great. It's the first time you've ever seen me broadcasting whilst you've been watching a video, watching Twitch. Thanks for all your contributions and well. Oh, you're more than welcome. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'm glad you found them useful. So instead of snakes on a plane, we've got snakes on a terrace. Let's go have a look at this one and see what we get. What add-on is showing the battle pet prices? That one is rematch, I think, with the TSM add-ons. So if we go into add-ons here, so I've got, where is it? Not details. Rematch. Rematch is the pet general alternative, and then rematch with TSM pet values. So those two are giving me the TSM values, which is really handy when you're doing something like this. Right, let's see if we can do this. No, not you. We want you. Begin pet battle. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't really know much about pet battles, so I'm just going to try the standard technique that I've been learning in Nashita. Now it stunned my Bone Shard. I didn't want that to happen. I wanted Icky to go first. Icky to go second. So we'll use that and Flock whilst we're here. But I don't think this is really going to work. I want Bone Shard to come back, and then I can stack one on top of the other. Maybe what I need to do is swap this out. Have a look. Oh no. Of course this is against 3, not against 1. That's going to be different, isn't it? A different tactic perhaps. Okay, well let's carry on with Black Claw and Flock. Oh, we missed that one. You were hidden, unfortunately. Let's try another Black Claw and Flock. So we've got the Black Claw on, and then that should hopefully help. Going to take some damage here though, unfortunately. Our Black Claw's doing alright at the moment. We're going to die here though. Bone Shard's coming back though, so let's try that. And we'll try... now what's this? Versus Critter is less effective. Okay. Okay, this may or may not work. Let's try Ice Spike. I missed that one. Let's try another one. Oh, you're hiding. Okay, well, let's try it anyway. That hurt. Okay, do we try another one? Let's try an ice spike. Yeah, that was quite good. Ow, that did hurt though. Right, one more. Should really have refreshed that, maybe. I don't know, it's close. We've got one pet after this one. A lot of your friends are the kind of full of hate persons, absolutely resent the Tortollan quest. Really? See, I think it's all down to your perspective, really. Find what's enjoyable for you in the game and capitalise on that. Mazel how are you? Alright, let's try an ice spike. Hope for the best. Nope, we missed that one. We really could have done with Icky and a black claw now. Alright, Crominius, what are we going to do here? We could do Bite. That's quite good. That does a lot of damage. And then Howl we can save for another thing. Let's do Bite. Ah, it's hidden. That's going to be unfortunate. Let's try another Bite after this. A Bite would be simple. Give me Legion Seeds, please. Let's try another one. Ouch. Okay, let's bite you back. Oh, we almost did it there. It keeps blocking all of these frost bites, unfortunately. It seems to be slower, which doesn't help. And they've still got another pet left, and we've only got 961 health. So I would try something like Surge of Power. 3-round ability, instantly deals magic damage. Let's try that. That seems to do a lot of damage in one go. And then is it healing? Was that a heal? Did look like a heal. Let's try it. We might have enough time for a howl and then a bite. With any luck, that might work. I'm not sure though. I may lose this one. And let's try a bite. And it blocked that. Okay, we're going to lose this one. Okay, that didn't work. Unfortunately. I'm not going to carry on with a rematch of that though. We'll just carry on as normal. Alright, we'll ignore the pet battle. I need to learn more about that. I mean, I'm doing a lot of Pokemon Go, so I should get good at this kind of battle system over time, hopefully. I just need to learn the mechanics. If I use level 1 pets, it scales to level 1. Aha, right, okay, thank you, Novaplane. So would that be significantly easier if I used level 1 pets? Much easier. Okay, I'll give that a try next time. Alright, let's do this one next though. Whilst we're here. Where are you? You must be underneath here somewhere. Oh, there you are, up the top. Let's head round here. Unfortunately, it has no pockets to pick. I'm pressing the wrong buttons here again. Oh, that was quite quick. Okay, we've done that, and then we need to move over to the other side. We'll take this one off, we don't need that one now. So over here is the Azurite Madness. That could be useful, but then we've got... we could go here and then into Nazmir and have a look at this one. But then that's a percentage one. I don't like doing the percentage. I prefer actually just killing single things like that. So I might... We could head up here, or we could head down into there. I think if we head over here, we could do straight over to that one. No, these are quite far apart, actually. That's a 410. And that's doing reputation over there. So maybe over across would help. Let's have a look. Trying to think of the right ones here. Soho Pixie, how are you? And Oreo as well. Happy Sunday to you. Oh, Oreo's just gotten up actually. I think he's going to go and get some food in a moment. I've got stuck on here. Let's fly the right direction. Let's look at our map. Where are we headed? We weren't going to do that one, but let's use that as a marker for the right direction. We'll try the Azurite Madness. It might be okay though. Absorb Azurite from defeated elementals. It depends how many people are doing it. Stab it down, you see the theme. Exactly. It was a viewer voted for this one. And I think it was very very apt, I think, for this character. Let's carry on with our herbalism as we go. We might as well try and make gold as we go. Good to see you too. Thanks for stopping by. We're just doing a little bit of exploring here. We're working mainly on our reputations for inscription, but at the same time we're trying to incorporate the world quests, emissaries, and doing a little bit of herbalism as well. So we're trying to just increase our gold efficiently as we play. And we're trying to do this all on one character without borrowing gold from other characters, just as it would be if this was your only character. It's a nice interesting challenge to do it this way. Kunda's Bite, get some of that. This is obviously all going to help with our inscription costs by getting our own herbs at the same time. Or is that underneath? I bet it is. See, this is a lot easier to find. More visible for sure. Right, here's the Azurite. Now, how much is going on here? Seems to be a few people around. So let's help out where we can. So we kill them and then we absorb the power. There we are. This shouldn't be too bad. Let's look at the objectives here whilst we do it. Can we do it whilst anything's killed? No, we can't. Let's do this whilst we're here. Get the herb. Then we'll come back into that. Alright, there's another big one over here. Let's join in this one. This is a large one, so this should give us quite a lot of Azurite. It's really helpful when there are more people around here, certainly. There we go. Multitasking is always good. Exactly. We're trying to be efficient, really, more than anything else here. Yeah, that was a good one. That's at 40% now. Let's follow the other characters. Let's do that one, the infused bedrock. We can help out with that one as well. Oops, I just pressed the wrong button over there. It's giving me a window. Done that one, then absorb that. And there's another infused crag over here. These big ones are the good ones to go for. Hopefully. Don't know if we got the tag on that one first. We'll have to have a look once it's dead. Jack O'Neill, redeeming your message. Hello there to you too. Hope you're doing well. Right, we're near, well, how are we doing on this? In terms of, we're at 55%. Right, did that work? Can we absorb that one? Yes, we can. That's useful. Let's go for the big ones. A couple of small ones here would work as well, just as well. Take that, absorb that. Now, where's the big ones? Let's look over here. It's quite a large area. Can't really do AoE as effectively as a rogue. There's a crag over there. Let's go join that one. Hopefully other people will see me doing this one and will come join in. There it goes, someone else coming in to help out. Although the DPS output of my rogue is quite good, I quite enjoy playing a rogue. We're at 90% here, so this should be enough anyway. I think we get more than 10% for this one. So let's absorb that one, and we're done with that. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. And then we're going to head over into Nazmir. We could do that one, but I'm going to ignore that one directly. I'm going to head straight past over to the Totem Maker instead. Let's just move out of here quickly. I don't want to get extra aggro. And we'll enjoy the flight. Oh, we're going into a wooded area now, so it'll be harder to find the herbs this way. Going to jump to bed and watch the rest on Chromecast. No worries, Rose. Good to have you here. Have a great rest of your evening. Happy gold making indeed. Kedri, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Now again, I don't really like trees as much, so let's see if we can just spot the herbs as we go.
This area is giving our forces problems.
So I want to avoid this one. I don't fancy that one.
Can you lend a hand?
I would rather just skip past it. Unless it's like the Azurite one, which is quite quick to do. This one is going to be... oh, we've got a quest here as well, haven't we? With the... with that. But we should just go on to do this one instead, rather than crippling the Horde. We'll ignore that one. And we'll move over just to get this done. And I think that's... Is that our 4 done? Yes, that'll be our 4th Alliance War Effort one done.
Evil comes to this
Right,
land
here we go.
naturally as a choking vine. Cut it short and
Right,
protect our
where is it? Ah, they just died, unfortunately. Okay, I have to wait for the respawn. It's fine, we'll join in here. Might as well. Is there anything in here we can pilfer whilst we're waiting? Can't see anything. Let's wait for that. Let's clear the area a little bit. Might as well. And then let's hide. No herbs around at the moment. I've been playing well competitively for around 14 years. PvP, raids, dungeon pushing. If I'm watching me play, really cute and relaxing. Moments when you don't craft in town. I mean, yes, exactly. I am by no means a pro player. I still have to look down at my keyboard to know which buttons I'm pressing. Merrick, thank you very much for the cheer. Thank you very much indeed. Hope you're doing well. Right, we're just going to go over here, jump around behind, and do a little bit of damage here. I mean, having Hekili certainly helps. That does make things a little bit easier. I've got the Searing Totem I need to ignore, or avoid rather. It's not doing too bad in terms of damage though at the moment, so we've got that going for us at least. There we go, another one done. Excellent. So we are done there with the Alliance War Effort. We should be able to just half back. We need to wait for that, but we could use our toy to help with that. What's that? That's the plumage. There's our Hearthstone. We don't need that. I was looking at that. There's the wrong thing. Did I get MMO mouse in the end? I haven't yet, Will. I'm still using this 2-button tiny mouse at the moment, along with my little mobile keyboard. I have been looking at them. It's a question of knowing, sort of trying to get one at a decent price, really, because they're all quite expensive compared to regular mice. I'm used to spending about sort of £7 or £8, not sort of £40 to £50 on a mice. Cool to see someone enjoyed this rich game in a different way than yourself. Really love your stream. So, oh, it's very kind of you, Dungeon Duck, to say so. Apophis, long time lurker, first time commenter. Just had your fattest mailbox ever. Not huge, 146k, but huge for you. That is a very nice mailbox indeed. Found my TSM tutorials easiest to learn. Thank you so much for what you do. You're more than welcome. I'm glad you found them useful. And congrats on the mailbox. It really is a good one. People tend to forget you can enjoy a game in many different ways. Exactly. Everyone's different. We're all humans in different ways. So how we enjoy the game is completely up to us. And let's not have anyone else tell us otherwise. If you find it fun, then it's fun. Right, I'm going in the wrong direction. I need to go over here to collect up my emissary. So we'll do our Alliance Wharf effort here. We'll get some more Azurite. So that's pretty good so far. Heart of Azeroth's up to 58 already. Okay. Sassigil, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Also, we're popping into Couriers or PC World to test some also. Different mice for different hands grips. Yes, that's the other thing, is because I don't know what it's called, see, I kind of lift the mouse with my little finger and my thumb mainly, so that's how I kind of like lift the mouse and move it around. It's a very light touch I have on the mouse. So then using my other, I think, is it a claw grip? Yeah, it is a claw grip. So then I'd have to change it to be able to press the buttons with my thumb. Would have to change the way I grip the mouse. I'd have to have more kind of like the flat of my palm on the mouse, and I'm not sure I'd get used to that. Your palm yourself, yeah. I mean, I can see the benefit of having a palm because then you've got more control with your thumb, and especially if I was to get an MMO mouse, then I'd have to retune my brain, which is going to be interesting. I'm willing to give it a go, certainly, though. Right, whilst I'm here, where are we at with reputation? We've done that, so honoured there. Champions of Azeroth, we're friendly. We could do with upgrading our Heart of Azeroth whilst we're here. So let's head over to... Oh, got stuck there. Let's come back. Let's head over to Silithus, and we can upgrade our heart because I think we've got some extra things we need to do there. So let's go do that next. Scan.uk usually has some good deals on mice if they have any refurbished ones, especially. Had a Razor Naga from them for £35. Your brother got one of the Corsair ones for less than 30. That's pretty good, see. I've been looking out on CEX. You can get a Orb Weaver Stealth for about £50, or is it £80 second hand. So that's quite a decent price, I would say, considering they're about £120 new. The Razor mice are horrible. They do break in less than a year. I have heard about that, about Razor gear, that it is not as robust as perhaps some other brands. You switched to a button mouse and it definitely took some time getting used to, but no, you'd never go back. I've got a feeling I'd be the same. It's going to take me a while just to kind of get used to it, certainly. Use a Logitech G600. It's like the Naga, but more sturdy. Yes, I've heard about that one. I saw a review from Hazel. She did a really good review of, because she uses I think it's either the Tartarus or the Orb Weaver, the Razor, on one hand, and then uses the Logitech G something for another one. You've had the same Naga for 4 years. Oh, that's good, McBenny. So it's not all doom and gloom in terms of the longevity of them then. That's good to know. The Razor Death Adder doesn't break, the Naga does. Okay. For a while you use a Corsair Scimitar. Your daily driver is a Corsair Ironclaw. Okay. Will be forever user of Razor Death Adder. Fits your hand perfectly, and even more important, no other mouse scroll wheel lasted longer than the Death Adder one. First one lasted for 7 years, about 6.5 years longer than any other mouse you had. That is pretty good machine, definitely. G6000 has been using 2 Nagas before, but they go bad after 1 to 2 years. You got yours on Valentine's Day years ago. Still awesome. Yeah, I'd really like to try a few out. Definitely. Right, I need to increase that. Orio's having a right sniff right next to the camera, so you're just seeing fur right next to you. Stamina increased. Click to activate a minor slot. Oh, this is the first time I've done this. And that as well, we can do that. Wow, this is brilliant. So, apply an essence. We don't have any essences. This is going to be interesting. Only good thing to come out of that relationship. Your first line was about 3 years. Your second less than 1. So you switched to the G600. Yeah, I've heard the G600 is definitely a contender when I was to look at mice. Certainly. You got the Cataclysm edition of the Naga, and still going strong since then. Oh, brilliant at night. The new quest line will give me at least 2. Oh, okay, that's going to be useful for my essences then. Definitely. Because I'm not even sure which are good ones for a rogue. I just kind of got the one that I've got. Reputation wise, I don't think I've got much at the moment anyway. So if I follow the quest line for this, I should be able to upgrade that. That's useful. Good to know. I've not done any of the quests on this character yet, so I'll have to come back to that at some point. I won't do that tonight though. Probably be finishing up soon anyway. So let's have a look at what else we could do inscription wise. Memory of Lucid Dreams is easy and a good idea. Yes, now I've heard of that one because Samadan's got that one, of the very few that he has got. How do we get the Memory of Lucid Dreams? Let's have a look. Can we find out by clicking on it? As the Najitar follower missions. Oh, okay. Brilliant. Thank you. So let's have a look here. Memory of Lucid Dreams. There we go. So that's from the quest Brief Respite. Okay. From Mesamir. Okay, we could look at this. This probably isn't too bad. Let's have a look. Let's head on outside. Getting a companion Najitar to level 3. Oh, that's not too bad. Takes 2 days to complete. It's a good miner and quite easy. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all. That is definitely worth having a look at. I am... What's the normal rogue spec? I'm Outlaw, is it? Let me have a look. Specializes in talent. Yes, I'm Outlaw Rogue. We can have a look at this at least. Let's go over to Najitar, see where we're at in terms of that. As a powerful one from the new campaign. Yeah, that's what we mentioned earlier. I need to go through and do that. I mean, all my characters are kind of the same level. In terms of these, what are my follower levels at the moment? I don't think I've done any of them. Any quests at all. So I would have to work on this for a couple of days, like you said. Go through a few of those. Crossing your fingers to the side of front. Good luck. And the Chariot 91, thank you very much for the follow. I don't have an add-ons command, Norcott, but I'm happy to go through any if you would like me to look at them. We have to look at them here. If there's anything you're interested in, do shout out. Make sure you get the quest before you start leveling the follower. Here's a way to find out if TSM Auction House prices are wrong at the database level or your add-on is glitching. There is an issue with the number of auctions staying around for longer. The only way, I mean, it depends on what you're looking at and the prices, like TV Market. Have a look and see if the figures look right to you. What specifically prices are you looking at? Continuous curing, and so you wait. Yes, I know it's the nature of the proc, certainly. Hopefully in the next hour you'll get it. I'll have to check on Awakening. I haven't checked yet. I think before I get into too much on these ones, best miners for me are Lucid Dreams and Breath of the Dying. Okay, thank you, Annalith. Is that a weak aura which tells you what rotations? Ah, now that one is actually this add-on here called Hekili, Hekili, and it basically just gives me a suggestion based on looking at stats and numbers of what everyone else presses as a rogue, and I can set it down over here to do all sort of like toggles, cooldowns, essences, interrupts, and defensives, even potions, and just tell me which ones to do. It's really, really handy. And this is the sort of like the way to configure it and everything. I've just got the default configuration myself. Really great if you have multiple alts. Yeah, especially for me when I haven't really learned other characters. I haven't even learned my main really, so it's great to have. It's not very good for healing, obviously. You have to work on that yourself. But for DPS characters, it's definitely useful. So we'll probably leave this for the moment. We don't need to do that at this stage. So we've looked at inscription at its current state, 95, 175. So we've got this up a little bit. In terms of leveling up these, I would like to get some more rank 2s and 3s. We need to look at the actual inscription costs properly here. So that's something to sort of work my head around over time. So we've got a few different things we could possibly do. So it looks like contracts are the main things. Actually, what I could do is with going back and looking at my trainer to see if there's anything I've missed out on that I could possibly learn. Actually, there's a trainer here. Maybe they could teach me a thing or two. Let's go over and have a look. Profession trainer. It's one of these. Inscription. So these Darkmoon card of war is at 100 and we're at 95. Oh, we were looking at the Darkmoon cards, weren't we? So that's another option we could look. Do I have the older content scribe stuff? Not yet, Z. That's something I'd like to get through, certainly, in terms of I want to get the BFA stuff maxed out and then sort of see what gold I can make there. And then I want to go through and find all those Legion glyphs and the odd things like that. Yeah, the old glyphs is definitely is my next thought on that. I need to work out which ones to look out for on that. Right, 1-2, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. You are catching me just at the end of the stream, but it's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. It's silly easy to level the older stuff, and stuff is very profitable. It's good to know, see, thank you. I'll certainly give it a look. I could do with just another 5 skill points to get myself to 100. I mean, I am looking at these Darkmoon cards of war. We do have a couple of expulsion. To get this viridescent ink, we would have to... What have we got here? Acacia powder, used for mixing various pigments. Viridescent pigment, we've got a few of those. So acacia powder is... That looks like it would be a vendor thing. Let me have a look at this. Just a quick test here. Let me browse your good. And acacia powder here is priced at 9 silver 50. And let's have a look in here, and we'll go into our crafting reports, materials, and look at here. Yeah, it says 9 silver 50 there. I could put a manual price in for this one, so we could put in just like 9 silver 50 copper for that. Obviously reputation will affect that in the future. Just buy a lot of Dreamleaf Fellwort for trading down. The inks, buying the right herbs to mill can be expensive, so trade down from Roseate Pigment. Okay, thank you, Z. I've heard similar before. Mushy's been telling me to buy herbs at a certain price, so it's all good stuff. I'll have to add it to my mental list of things to look out for. I'm wondering whether I should do that in favour of doing the BFA inscription. I'm thinking about being self-sustaining first. I don't know how quickly glyphs will sell on my server, but I would like to do current content as well. So that is something to think about. So the viridescent ink here, it says it would cost me, based on that at 9 silver, it says it will cost me 25 gold to craft one, which if the numbers are different... Okay, Darkwing, thanks ever so much for stopping by. You love farming Dreamleaf. You hate Dreamleaf. Okay. You're at 5% battery, no problem, Darkwing. Thank you ever so much for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your evening. So I really need to look at the prices of this, because at 23 gold that seems massively expensive. If I can buy it for 2 gold, that does seem quite cheap. Well, farm me and Sam, lots then please. Thank you. Okay, very much. Probably the distilled water price. Well, we did put the distilled water price at 13 copper. So that was fixed. And that's fixed at 9 silver 50. So there's a mat cost for that and a mat cost for that. They should. And the viridescent pigment is coming in at 25 gold. That's the expensive part. But how's the pigment being priced? There isn't many recipes that are that useful. Yeah, so looking at this, viridescent pigment, I get the pigment from milling, and the milling gives me a random thing, doesn't it? Like the viridescent pigment there is at a different price. So that all depends on my milling prices. Now these are the things I need to look into in terms of numbers and percentages. I know Rasheen gave me a very useful spreadsheet, and there was lots of different methods of working out this mass mill price, the crafting cost of these, the mat costs of the mass mills. That's where I need to look at my pricing. So we need to sort that one out. So we'll get back into that at a later date. I'll do some more research into that. We have kind of used up my time here, so I will finish off. Let's just head over back to Borealis, get ourselves into a position. So we made a little bit of progress on inscription there, a little bit of reputation, a little bit of this and that. Brutusaur ink sells for less than time spray linen on your server. You wish you could get 25 gold for it. Yeah. Oh, for the pigment rather. Yeah, it does seem quite pricey here. I always forget which direction I'm supposed to go in. You did snack them. I'm just literally going to be finishing off. But thank you ever so much for stopping by. It is appreciated. We have pretty much used my time up here. So I would like to say a big massive thank you to everyone who has hung out in the stream tonight. Let's see if we can find someone to throw a host on over to. We have now we have a couple of options here. Persephone is doing a cooking stream again. We gave her a host the other day. That was a lot of fun. I think that will be quite cool to go over and have a look at Persephone's cooking stream again. It looked like good fun last time. She seemed to have a blast. So let me just wait for the advert to roll, and then we'll see how that goes. Let me set this up. And I'll note her too. We've done him a few hosts as well. I'll do Persephone tonight, and then we'll do I'll note her another time. I'll try and, or depending on who else is on there. Slash host. There we go. Okay, so we're going to send a host over to Persephone, who is going to be she's doing some cooking. Not too late for Feast of Winter Vale. Okay, she's doing the Feast of Winter Vale. That looks interesting. So once again, a big thank you, everyone, for stopping by tonight. Really appreciated your company from myself and Oreo. Wish you all the best next week. I hope you all have fun watching the race for world first stump, and hopefully you can make some girl at the moment. Only last minute viewing for you this week. I'll watch the whole thing. See you in 2 weeks. No worries, Saxon Girl. Thanks ever so much for stopping by. Thank you all. It's been awesome having you here. And until next week, happy gold making, and we'll throw a host over to Persephone. Good night and farewell.